the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate, presented by Amity University, powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Century Ply, MYK Laticrete Tile Adhesives, and Samsonite.
And first I'd like, Sohail, a round of applause this evening for the people of this country. I want to stand up. I want to stand up today and give them a standing ovation. I truly am so grateful to them. I cannot express my gratitude to them and to some of the people who are with me tonight. And as I welcome Sohail Seth, General Bakshi, Ratan Sharda, Dr. Vikram Singh, M.R. Venkatesh, and my dear elder brother, Rahul Roy, I want to say to all of you that I can't say we must have done something right. But I want to begin tonight, Sohail and General Bakshi, by introducing three remarkable people who I'm proud to be working with. Can I please introduce them to you? In my studios today are three wonderful people. Wonderful people. I have on my right Ghanshyam. Ghanshyam is the Vice President of the Republic Media Network. And viewers, Ghanshyam was locked up by Sachin Vaze. I'm getting some audio in my ear. Was locked up by Sachin Vaze for 27 days. He was in lockup, ladies and gentlemen. 27 days. Ghanshyam was in lockup. And he was tortured, viewers. And while all these channels were celebrating that they have finished the Republic Media Network, Ghanshyam was tortured, ladies and gentlemen, by Sachin Vaze and his men and told, say something against Arnab, because we want to get to Arnab, we want to finish Republic. Say something against him. And Ghanshyam chose to go to jail at that time, but not give in. Ghanshyam's mother at that point of time, Vikram Singh was in a very serious condition. She was in the ICU and he was in jail. Understand. But this man, M.R. Venkatesh, did not buckle. A chakki belt with a corrugated metal strip was taken, and Sohail, he was asked to put his hands out, and he was whipped there by the police. The worst atrocities, Ratan Sharda, that have never been seen, not even in the emergency, were carried out on Ghanshyam. And I'm proud to call him my brother and bring him on my program this evening. So round of applause for Ghanshyam Singh, ladies and gentlemen. This is what media organizations are made of. This is character, Ghanshyam. Character. They can't take it away from you. And also with us today are two people, professionals of the highest degree. Some of the best professionals in Indian television. Shivendu is sitting here and Ranjit Walter is with him. They are both senior professionals of our distribution network. Ladies and gentlemen, these professionals were called by Parambir and these media channels, they were called names. They were told you are scamsters. They were told you are money launderers. They were also told we'll interrogate you, we'll make life hell for you and your families. Just say something against Arnab. We want to fix Arnab. And today I'm proud to say Shivendu and Walter stood by us like a rock, and you also have been vindicated. So I want to give a big round of applause to these gentlemen as well. Big round of applause to you and thank you. Thank you, my brothers. First, can we hear from, before I go to our other panelists, viewers, can we hear from Ghanshyam? Ghanshyam, speak openly. Khulkar boliye aaj. What were you made to go through?
First of all,
and what does today mean to you when we have come back as number one?
First of all, I would like to say that we have been accused for fake TRP cases. We have been accused that we have paid for 500 rupees for increasing our TRP, which is totally wrong. And for that I stood, because me and my company, nothing has done anything wrong.
And that is your picture. Tell me one thing, viewers, the picture you're seeing, MR, can you see that picture? A top media professional in this country, Sohail, are you seeing the picture? That is Ghanshyam. Are you seeing the picture? Can I carry it full frame? Are you seeing it, Sohail? Are you seeing that? MR, a black cloth was put around his head. Getting audio in my ear. A black cloth was put around his head. And he was carried like a terrorist. And the entire media at that point of time, nobody supported Republic, nobody. Ghanshyam, you tell me, when they put the black cloth around you, that is you.
Yeah.
How did you feel? You know, what was going on in your mind?
I thought that I'm a terrorist, because I have been put a hood, because generally we have seen that terrorists have been put that hood, but and they try to persuade kids. I can say something, but because they say in Hindi, the Satyameva Jayate, and I stood the truth, because we didn't do anything wrong, and we knew, and thanks to the spectator viewers of Republic Media Network, that today it has been proved that we didn't do anything, and we are #1 network in India.
Absolutely.
I also told every time that I have got a full faith on my constitution, my judiciary, and Arnab sir.
This is the untold story of Republic, MR. The people behind the scenes and some of the torture we went through. MR.
Arnab, we should have the Republic files. I will ask Mr. Agnihotri to bring out a movie called Republic Files.
Absolutely. It's a story that needs to be told, I truly feel sometimes.
What you've also exposed today, without you actually exposing it, people must realize that the bark is actually better than the bite.
Well said, actually.
You didn't retaliate as much as you could have. You didn't retaliate as you could have. You didn't play, and you didn't fight, and you didn't get into a pig fight. Because remember, when you fight with a pig, the pig enjoys it and you get dirty. What you did was, you did what you were known for. And you talk about middle class, that's what the middle class is about. It's about the heart, it's about the brain, but ultimately it's about the soul. Today you haven't done your colleagues proud alone. Today the people in the newsroom who were celebrating are not the only people celebrating. Viewers are celebrating that they had confidence in you. Clients are celebrating that they had the confidence in the Republic Network. So what you've done is, you've played the game, you've played it fair. You know, it always is a matter of time before you win. You always lose many battles, but ultimately you win the war only when you've played the game well, when you've played with a straight bat and you've cut no corners. I was called by Samya, your wife, on the 8th of October, when that rogue Sachin Vaze behaved in the most despicable manner, displaying authoritarianism, which, by the way, other channels should have denounced. But they reveled, they took joy in your pain. Today that pain has been reversed. My old line is, never go to bed with an elephant. You never know when it rolls over and the pleasure turns into pain.
You know, when I was in jail, someone told me that, do you know that, they said to me, Ahmad, that do you know that General G.D. Bakshi has gone to meet the president for you? You know, people from other under trials from other cells came and told me. And General Bakshi, I couldn't believe it. But the worst thing that I ever experienced in my life was I was called a scamster, I was called a fraud. And Parambir Singh said that I'm a money launderer. And Parambir Singh and Sachin Vaze said that this network is built on the proceeds of crime. And I absolutely hated the fact that just because of corporate rivalries, on a daily basis, the Times of India would publish a front page, taking whatever garbage Sachin Vaze was putting out, would be printed front page of the Times of India as the truth. And therefore I ask tonight, I ask the editors of the Times of India, were they played? They must answer tonight. Vinit Jain must answer tonight. Vinit Jain must answer tonight. Was that right? And I don't pull my punches, MR, I take names. I asked Vinit Jain tonight, was it right? He must answer. Was it right to take whatever was thrown at people who were completely motivated as front page news? And today, therefore, I would have thought that Times Now and the Times of India should do wall-to-wall coverage of the ratings today. But MR, they won't, because the truth is too hard to bear upon their shoulders. This afternoon, I'm joined on the 43rd day of the Russian invasion of Ukraine by President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, who is speaking exclusively to the Republic Media Network. Thank you very much. President Zelenskyy, I want to come to the issue of Bucha. We have seen the body bags. Our Republic reporters were documenting from the mass graves. Our reporters were there. I know you said that Bucha is one of many. Now, Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov says that this was a fake attack which was staged. They have even floated a human shield argument. President Zelenskyy, what is your response to this narrative that Russia is taking to the world on Bucha?
Look, I can tell you and your people, I'm not ready to have any answer to Minister Lavrov, saying that the situation in Bucha was a fake. Well, look at the rhetorics of the person who is considered as the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Russia. That's a great status, an important status. Throwing up fakes, it's not the steps of his level. The politics of Russian Federation is to consider that we don't have an independence and we don't have a sovereignty. They think that Ukraine is a fake. And I think this is mentioned somewhere in their public rhetorics. So saying that to a person without ear, who's not ready to listen to any information apart from their own, I can talk to people with heart, with understanding, with wisdom, with brains, that you cannot live like that. You cannot take lives of people just because you want so in a civilized world. That's why talking to you, talking to this large audience of a large nation, 400 million people, as you've mentioned before this interview, are watching us. And you know, even a single person would be able to hear us. I would tell you the same words, because my greatest interest is in lives of every citizen. Unfortunately, we have lost thousands of citizens, and now 400 million of people would understand what is happening in our country with a population of around 40 million. That's one of the largest countries in the European continent. What Russian soldiers are doing in Bucha, they did the same in Irpin, in Bucha. These are small cities around the capital city of Kiev. There's this situation which is pretty similar. Unfortunately, the situation is very tragic. We still don't have full information. There's just cities without the populations that are killed or tortured or being buried, or part of the people, women and children, all those who did not left in those cities, they were evacuated, but still there's nothing there. But I believe they will return. Saying what this person has said, particularly the fake, of course, they won't be able to use the information that the journalists are spreading. They've created a lot of cities and situations like in Bucha.
It must be difficult.
I mean, you could have destroyed.
Yes, sir.
But you can't destroy the city.
Yes. Mr. President, will you talk to Russia after Bucha? The Russian foreign minister says you're not serious about the negotiations. He said the Bucha massacre, what you're saying, is aimed to spoil or torpedo the ongoing negotiations. Will you continue to talk to Russia even after Bucha? Because you said the desire for talks, there is not much desire for the talks right now. After Bucha, will you continue to talk to the Russians?
Ви знаєте, я думаю, що у нас
I think that there is no other willingness but to put an end to this war. Before this large-scale invasion on the 24th of February and throughout all these 8 years, believe me, the same willingness remained. When I've become a president, the willingness was always the same. We want to put an end to this war. This war is on our territory only. It's not on the territory of Russia and Ukraine. It's only on our territory. It's the war between Russia and Ukraine, but on our territory. So I'm interested in putting an end to this war, in returning the citizens of Ukraine from other countries in order to restore the economic activity and economic stability. And even more important, I don't want to have the shelling. I don't want losing the citizens of Ukraine. In addition, apart from this strong position that we have thanks to the armed forces of Ukraine, thanks to the weapons, we are clearly demonstrating that every day, and thanks to the diplomatic efforts, we are ready to conduct negotiations with the leader of the Russian Federation, despite how difficult it might be after Bucha, after many different events. I know that there are many people in Ukraine who would be against conversations with President Putin. I know this because we can see what they are doing, what they have done in the territory of Ukraine. But as the president, I want to put an end to this war and to search for any possible steps towards that.
And I'm proud to say today that the Republic Media Network has more reporters and presence on the ground documenting the horrors at Bucha than any other international media crew. So please, first of all, let us not dismiss it as fake news. Everyone watching the program in India knows Shravan Sen is one of the most respected investigative journalists from India. And he has seen this on the ground himself. Shravan, thanks for joining us.
Well, in fact, Arnab, it was about a 45-minute drive from the city center of capital of Kiev. We decided to enter Irpin. The first place, the moment we reached Irpin, is we saw tanks lying on the road. There were houses on both sides that were completely charred. Artillery fire that we saw, remains of an artillery fire. And the moment we entered Irpin, there, just like this, on the very street that we are standing right now, the bodies that were still lying, of course, that has now been covered by the Ukrainian army. And I can tell you that they were civilians by simply looking at the remains of the clothes. There are children who were there, and this was almost a stretch of about 1 to 2 kilometers before we exited Irpin, and then we entered Bucha. And the image, the moment we entered Bucha, was a long street, roughly about 2 to 3 kilometers, and the entire convoy of Russia's logistic supply. You have the light combat vehicles, armored tanks, and also the fuel tanks of the Russian army that was completely damaged. But what was even more shocking is when locals who were there, they guided us and they told us that we need to take a look at what's really happening. Not very far from that very place, a few meters away, is a church where there is a mass grave, and that's where we spotted bodies being dumped. We did ask this question as to when did this take place. It was very clear that there were a lot of civilians who got caught in the crossfire. They could not exit at the right time, and that's the reason why they had to still take refuge in their own homes. There have been locals who have testified the fact that the moment Russian army actually reached there was indiscriminate firing that was taking place. A lot of people had to take refuge in their basements, but there have been Russian troops who have entered houses, pulled them outside, and they have been shot at point blank range. And that is the reason why there is a body that you would find on the road itself with their hands tied back. That is a clear indication that they were tortured before they were fired upon. Well, in fact, that was the report that we put out because we wanted to verify the location, first of all. There were already reports that were put out by the Ukrainian media about such mass genocide that has taken place. But we wanted to verify the moment we reached a church. Now, that's a large area. And we saw behind the church is where the grave is. And it would be roughly about, a long grave that has been carved out and bodies were basically being dumped. And these were bodies which were not even covered. They were simply dumped one after the other. They were piled upon. Pretty much what we have seen, images coming in from the times of Holocaust, quite a rerun of that actually we've witnessed unfolding before our eyes.
Sergei Strokan, have the Russians lost it completely? Have the Russian forces become desperate? Was this an act of vengeance? Because this was an area, Bucha, which was under Russian control and taken over back by the Ukrainians. This is one area which was one of the first towns to be captured by the Russian troops on 25th February. It's because of the resistance of the Ukrainians that Russians have had to retreat back. But you retreat back, your military retreats back. Why did the city have to be massacred, Sergei, by the Russian forces? Why massacre innocent civilians? Tie their hands behind their neck. Burn them, put them in a mass grave. Why?
Can I answer? Look, the problem with dead bodies is that, the problem is with dead bodies that they can't tell you the truth. They will never tell you the truth. You simply see dead bodies, and then you enter into the question of interpretation. If you hate Russia, if you're involved in a blame game, you will believe that this was conducted by Russia. You can ask your so-called investigative reporter at the spot whether he's seen himself the act of killing by Russian forces. Ask him now. No, he will say no, because he doesn't have that evidence. What he sees...
One minute. First of all, a little more respect. Sergey, 1 minute. Sergey, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. You disagree with what our journalist says on the ground. 1 minute. There's a 1 minute, please. Please don't shout at me. Please don't shout at me, Sergey. I'm not shouting at you. Please don't shout at me. Let me respond to you. I'm only saying one thing. Sergey. Sergey, please calm down. Let me say one thing to you. Now, just because you do not like what my reporter says, does not mean that you call him a so-called investigative journalist. I didn't call you a so-called journalist because I disagree with some of your views. One, professional respect, please. Professional respect. He's on the ground. He's in Bucha. You're not. Sergey, you're in Moscow. My reporter's in Bucha. Sergey, you're in Moscow. My reporter is in Bucha.
Can I have answer to the question?
But what?
Yes.
No. I want a response, please. I'd like Vadim Trukin to come in, please. Vadim Trukin responding here. Sergey, 1 minute, please. Vadim.
No.
He says there is no proof that the Russians killed the Ukrainians there.
If I go to Pakistani embassy in Moscow, I will be flooded with materials. But
this is not material. My reporter is in Bucha, where there are bodies in a mass grave inside a church, Sergey. Please show some sensitivity.
I appreciate very much the job which Indian journalists have done. They arrived exactly to the place where these crimes were committed. And this is very good that Indian public, Indian people, Indian country will see by its own eyes what is going on there. This is second. Third, if you remember, sir, approximately a month ago, I was also participating in some kind of debate on your TV, and I told at that time, please, do not invite Russians. Their brains are poisoned by the lies.
They were
living during many years under the angry propaganda, and they are not able to truthfully evaluate the situation. They are trying to protect the Putin.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि एक आम इंसान की जाती है, ये उस तरीके से नहीं की गई?
वही मेरे को दुख है। मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101 तक का वो मर्डर है। सच्चाई बताता तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी।
raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were travelling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि काम इंसान की जाती, क्या ये उस तरीके से नहीं की गई?
नहीं की गई, वही मेरे को दुख है। मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101% का वो मर्डर है। सच्चाई बताते तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी।
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were travelling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि काम इंसान की जाती, क्या ये उस तरीके से नहीं की गई?
नहीं की गई, वही मेरे को दुख है। मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101% का वो मर्डर है। सच्चाई बताते तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी।
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were travelling, this grass they were...
Look at the mystery. And ladies and gentlemen, by the way, behind me, please see Parambir Singh's dream team, ladies and gentlemen. The dream team. Sandeep, have a look at this. This is the dream team of Parambir Singh. On the one side, the Right Honourable Killer on Hire, Sachin Waze, the man who said, Republic is bad, I am good. The man who had the greatest virtue, and the man who called me a thief, ladies and gentlemen, this man, Sachin Waze. Take a good look at his face and let's say all promise, never, even if some people in the media made him a hero, let's regret that moment, ladies and gentlemen. And on the other side is this man, encounter cop, disgrace to the uniform, once contested on a Shiv Sena ticket and now responsible as per the NIA charge sheet for taking money to carry out a killing. Ladies and gentlemen, as simple as that. Now, Sandeep Ghosh, and here's a question I would like to ask to the editors Guilt of India, for I think that is a more appropriate name for them. Not the editors Guild of India, but the editors Guilt of India. Ratan Shraddha, should they not issue a statement today? For they like to do that on a templated basis. They issue a statement at everything. They were lecturing me.
In the media, Arnab.
Yes,
the people who use the same stories to create havoc with your career, your channel, and gleefully came on the TV based on the fake news released by the police, which was apparently promoted by many other things apart from anger against you by the political establishment. Now, when the real news has come, it is a duty to expose that news also, so they look decent, at least to either people. But being quiet, they are also accessory to the huge murderous attempts And I would say I just shiver down my spine as a normal citizen. What happens to a normal citizen when the top cops try to kill you, top cops try to take revenge on you, and it doesn't happen without the political establishment. And to imagine that cops are doing all this, sitting in the chair and doing this, which started from your own case.
No, but I'm more concerned. I'm more concerned about something else, Mr. Shraddha. I'm more concerned about something else. I wanted to bounce this off you.
In a government, wherever minister is in the jail,
no. See, politics and all. Mr. Shraddha, I've been in this. I've been in the profession. I know you and I feel we are getting younger every day, but we are not. The fact is, I have been in the profession for about a quarter of a century. And the fact of the matter is
made to feel like a criminal.
No. The fact of the matter is
they are not hunted down like you were and like the fake news broadcast.
The moral of the story is truth wins. Truth wins. But my concern is of something else. There was this novel, Sandeep may remember it, where someone carries out a murder and then breaks the story saying that I got it first. I forget the name of the novel. 70s or 80s novel. Very, very famous. If anybody remembers, please tell me. Where you carry out the crime and then report the crime. Any of you remembers? Okay, trick question. When I get it. Sandeep, my concern in this case is that I would go to the extent of saying that the media is responsible for the murder of Mansukh Hiren. Because,
it's absolute.
Am I wrong? That section of the media which built up and lionized this fellow, the killer cop, is responsible for the murder of Mansukh Hiren. Sandeep.
Arnab, it's ironical that today a lot of people in the media are gleeful that India's rating in the Press Freedom Index has fallen. And this is, if this is what they are, practicing in terms of media freedom, that they don't pursue a story like this one, and which forget Republic, forget anybody else. This is a story of huge news value. Then how are these people totally, this is ridiculous. The two mistakes, I think, Arnab, which both Bombay police and others have made is, one, they did not know whom they are taking on, both in terms of the media as well as the other people who were involved, given the location where it was happening. I think they underestimated that. And it is,
But it's such a, there was this moment I saw, and it's very interesting. Mamta Kale, I don't know. You remember, Shravan, the moment when Sachin Waze suddenly got into a car and there were pictures of Sachin Waze. He went to the place where the post-mortem was happening. If I have the pictures, I'd show it. Yes. I just remember that moment. It was a very eerie moment, and I kept asking you, viewers, I asked Shravan that night that why is Sachin Waze going to the place where the post-mortem is being carried out on Mansukh Hiren? What is he doing there? Remember, Shravan, we were all surprised. Can you tell us what was, maybe our viewers will want to know the chat you and I had at that time. Remember, we were both sure, what is this man doing there? He's nothing to do with the case. Shravan.
Because, Arnab, the reason why you asked me this question was because this incident actually took place somewhere near Gamdevi. That's the local police jurisdiction where where this incident actually took place. When the body was actually found, at that point in time, the case was not with him also. Despite that, this man actually reaches there. Yeah. He actually goes in, as you see right now on the screens. These are those images of that very night when the body was actually found, and then you had Sachin Waze going inside the hospital where the post-mortem was being conducted. And not just that, later on there was also another information that came in that when the...
But he was looking nervous, right, Shravan? I remember this. No, he was looking nervous. Absolutely. If you play the pictures out there, Rhythm, you see this? He's looking nervous. His body language was giving him away. And at one point, what happened? He took everybody together and he did a little huddle. And Mamta, people don't understand that. Experienced journalists, we understand. He was just quietly trying to fix things. He was trying to fix the post-mortem report of Mansukh Hiren. Straightforward question. And Atik can join the debate. Mohammad Asif Rahman, Syed Aslam and Pankaj Sharma. And S. Prakash of the Karnataka BJP, Ratan Sharda, Bhuvan Lal and Sangeet Ragi. You know, for me, the issue is clear, Mr. Prakash, that, and I'm sure it is to all of us, that the same leader from the same party which actively supports a terrorist called Sharik, and who says he's not a terrorist at all just 3 days back, despite his links with the ISIS, with the Al-Hind, despite his jihadi approach, background, jihadi terrorism, they support a jihadi terrorist but they target Savarkar. Now explain this to me. That's all that we need to ask tonight. 4 days back you support a terrorist group. 4 days back you support a terrorist. And today you have huge problems when a portrait of Savarkar is put up in the Vidhan Sabha.
It's not the first time, Arnab.
Okay, who's opening the debate? 1 minute. We have Prakash and Ratan Sharda on the right, and we have Pankaj Sharma and Atikur Rahman on the right. Right, please. Left and right. Yes, please. Thank you. Who goes first?
Arnab.
One of you, I'll call out names. Mr. Prakash goes first. Mr. Prakash.
Don't forget that
Mr.
Congress
Prakash goes
celebrated Tipu Sultan Jayanti as a part of its secular ethos. Tipu Sultan, who was responsible for killing of thousands of Hindus and Christians, who put elephants to kill these people because they are आपको बीच में बोल रहे हो किसने बोला?
Those who are speaking, the audio is there, the video is not there. Producers, please take a look at that. Thank you.
So they polarize the polity and then they talk about Savarkar. What did Indira Gandhi say about Savarkar? Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government has its own importance in the annals of our freedom movement. I wish success to the plans to celebrate the birth centenary of a remarkable son of India. I'll give one more very interesting quote. Savarkar, profoundly as we disagree with his politics, this is pluralism. Savarkar showed the old fire in him when he took up the thoughtless challenge thrown to Hindu Mahasabha by the government of Bihar and obtained a resounding victory at Bhagalpur with such Stafford Cripps he crossed swords, which the former will never forget. Who said it? Mr. Nehru's National Herald in 1942. On what face are they debating this? We have debated Savarkar's positives, Savarkar's contribution to freedom struggle by eminent historians, by best possible minds. We don't even need to go into depth because that is not the issue. Problem with them is that Savarkar was a Hindutvadi. He was a person who made
Ratan Sharda, 1 minute, just wait. Let me open it. No, 1 minute.
Being written by Mr.
Ratan Sharda, time limit. Ratan Sharda, time limit. Ratan Sharda, time limit.
Just a moment.
No.
Why are they afraid of Savarkar? Because they know new history will find new heroes, unknown heroes, unsung heroes. While they have been talking of Delhi Hame Azadi Bina Khadak Bina Dal, the revolutionaries, INA, they find no place. Tribal struggle, they find no place. Revolutionaries find hardly any place. And this is coming out openly.
No, Ratan Sharda, you can't give such a long reply that other side. No. Ratan Sharda, don't. Ratan Sharda, wait. Ratan Sharda, now you got. Ratan Sharda, you got to cooperate. Ratan Sharda, you can't say everything that you know, every disagreement you have with the way they've written history can't be put in answer. No, आप एक मिनट. No, let's keep the focus here. Question is simple. Why Sharik of Al-Hind and why not Savarkar? Why? Simple question. You are supporting Sharik. You are supporting the terrorist.
But Sharik's photograph, Arnab, is not on the assembly floor.
Okay.
His portrait, nobody demands.
Okay. Yeah.
We never demanded that any of the terrorist-linked people should go to parliament, as the BJP did with Sadhvi Pragya. We are not demanding. We are not demanding the accused of terrorism people should be garlanded.
She is under trial.
Atik.
She is under trial who was not charged for 8 years. Don't mislead people.
Atik, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you, Atik. No. Watch. 1 minute. I wish that because now that all the witnesses have gone hostile, the truth has begun to come out, and this terrible lie about Hindu terrorism is going to be exposed. I want the first defamation suit that Sadhvi Pragya puts to be put against Atikur Rahman. who is a known Zakir Naik acolyte. He's a known Zakir Naik supporter. The first time he ever came on television was to defend Zakir Naik. And that's the truth. Wasn't it the first reason you came on television to defend Zakir Naik? Will you defend the terrorist actions of Zakir Naik as well? Will you defend the radicalization of Zakir Naik as well? Now, Atikur Rahman, and watch your words and watch your language when you talk about Savarkar. Watch your language and watch your tongue when you speak about Savarkar. Watch it. I'll tell you because what do you and Rahul Gandhi and Osama reject him? Now my simple question is, what do you know about what Savarkar was made to go through?
Can you delink his name with Godse?
1 second.
Godse,
if you're going to stop shouting and shrieking, if you're going to stop shrieking like that, I'll respond to you. If you know, 1 minute, Ratan Sharda, wait. Ratan Sharda, wait. I can respond to now.
Dealing Savarkar.
Just be quiet. You radicalized person, please listen to me. Zakir Naik supporter. Zakir Naik supporter, listen to me. He was kept in a tiny cell in Kalapani, made to drink dirty rainwater, kept in complete isolation, tied to mills. Thank you, please. Tied to mills like fed with foul food, which included insects and reptiles, made to live without basic human necessities of toilets and water. Made to stand all day long in handcuffs.
No one is disrespecting.
And you don't want to talk about this? No. 1 minute. Muhammad Tausif Rahman, I did not give you permission. I did not give you permission. I did not give you permission. Yeah, what do you know about his contribution to India? What do you know about his contribution to India? Yeah.
Everyone fought for India.
No, don't try and backtrack now. No, I can't. Both these people are shouting. I'll tackle one at a time. I'll tackle one at a time because you can't be cowards. All three of you cannot talk against me at the same time. I shall deal with one of you. I will thrash your arguments and respond to you after that. Please don't shout. Please don't shout, Tausif. Tausif, don't shout. Tausif, don't shout.
That's all right.
Tausif, just relax.
I'm not shouting today.
You are.
I'm not shouting
You are shouting
today.
nervously.
I'm just replying.
You are shouting nervously. You're nervous.
You take it personally.
You're extremely nervous.
You always take it
You are
personally.
extremely nervous.
No, you take it personally.
You are
I don't
nervous.
understand.
No, I don't take it personally. I don't take it personally, but I know how to deal with you. I know how to deal with you. I think Savarkar was one of the greatest sons of India. And I know that he was chained and flogged while being imprisoned in the cellular jail for over a decade. And the fact is that there are people in this country who revere him. Who revere him. Well, more than your 53-year-old adolescent knows. Now, you want Nehru everywhere. That's what you want. You want Nehru everywhere.
No.
You want Nehru in the airport. You want Nehru everywhere. No. You want Nehru in the airport. You want Nehru in the hospital. You want Nehru on the train. You want Nehru in the car. Yeah, you want Nehru. You want Nehru in the aerodrome. You want Nehru in the railway station. You want Nehru in the bus stop. You want Nehru in the university. You want Nehru at the traffic signal.
I don't want.
Yeah, you do. You do. Well, you do.
I
Well, I think you do. I think you do. I think you do. Oriva's top management has been covered up. They have been involved in an act of criminality. When a crime is committed, your first thing you do is make sure the suspect does not run away. Here we don't even know where the suspect is. Where is the suspect? Where are the top bosses of Oriva? They are on the run. 135 people died. 49 children died. Does Republic have to ask where the owners of Oriva are? Is it not criminal to open a bridge without safety checks to kill 135 people?
First of all, let me dispel this notion because I think it is a very pertinent question asked by you that these people that you're talking about have not been named in the FIR. Being a student of law, I must tell you, there are various judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court that FIR is only the starting point of investigation which kicks the law in motion, and it is not to be an encyclopedia. So I would first of all assure you and every
the FIR has named nobody
that all the victims. Can I respond, please, Arnab? Can I respond? I am trying my best, and I am sure that once you allow me to make my response, you would also learn a lot about law. Please understand.
No, I'm sorry. Please don't be patronizing to me. I know enough about law. I would ask you, since you're now challenging me on the law, please explain to me why the principle of vicarious liability for this bridge, which caused the death of 135 people, it was taken full ownership through a signed contract. Since you are teaching me the law, let me ask you, if there is a signed contract and full ownership has been taken, and I have proof that the inauguration also happened by this very individual, the individual who has carried out the inauguration is therefore vicariously liable. Therefore, the first step should have been for your police to take him into custody, or at least to make sure that his location was known. So you can't, please don't tell me to learn the law. I know enough about the law on this matter.
Arnab, please. I know you know a lot about law. I also know a little about law. So please allow me now. First of all, I want to make it very clear whether a person is named in the FIR or not makes no difference. We have seen 9 arrests that have taken place. Only 48 hours have passed. A thorough investigation is taking place, being monitored by none other than the Chief Minister himself.
Ranjana Kumari is there. Ranjana Kumari is there. It's quite obvious on the right hand side.
मैं पूरी बात खत्म कर लूं.
नहीं आप इधर ओरिवा ग्रुप का समर्थन करने आए कि CSR प्रोजेक्ट है. नहीं 1 minute रंजना
बात खत्म करने दीजिए.
CSR प्रोजेक्ट था.
एक इंडस्ट्री को
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया गया, करोड़ों रुपए के मालिक को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया गया, उनकी जिम्मेदारी थी, और आप कह रहे हैं CSR प्रोजेक्ट पे. आप देश को बताना क्या चाह रहे हैं?
अर्नब जी, मैं 4-5 पॉइंट रखना चाहता हूँ.
मैं एक ही सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ. आपकी बात मैं समझ गया. CSR प्रोजेक्ट है, प्रॉफिट मोटिव नहीं है. मेरी बात सुनिए विजय जी बात सुनिए. और मैं आपको आपको मैं एडवाइस नहीं देना चाहता, आपको एक एडवाइस देना चाहता हूँ. जिस तरह से वहां पे मैंने देखा लोकल मीडिया जिस तरह से पुलिस प्रशासन को बचाव कर रही थी, आप जरा उनको बताइए कि मीडिया पुलिस नेता और बिजनेसमैन के लिए नहीं होते, लोगों के लिए होते हैं. और वहां पे 135 लोगों के जान जाने के बाद भी अगर वहां की मैं कह रहा हूं कई लोकल मीडिया वहां पे ओरिवा ग्रुप का समर्थन करना चाहते हैं, तो मैं सवाल उठाऊंगा उनके. आप भी जरा ओरिवा ग्रुप के प्रवक्ता की तरह बात ना करें.
अर्नब जी, आप अगर आप पहले से ही डिसाइड करके बैठ जाएंगे कि आपको सामने के पे सुनने ही नहीं है, तो ये तो नहीं चलेगा ना.
वो तो समझ में आ जाती है ना, आपके पहले लाइन को सुन के समझ में आ जाती है आप किस डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं.
अरे नहीं, मैं 4-5 फैक्ट बोल रहा हूँ, उसमें से आपको गलत लगे तो मुझे बताइए. पूरी बात तो कर लो. एक तो ये CSR प्रोजेक्ट है, तो म्यूनिसिपैलिटी कोई पैसा नहीं पे कर रही है.
CSR प्रोजेक्ट था तो
अरे पूरी बात मुझे
नहीं आपने बोला 1 minute अजय आलोक एंड विजय इज देयर. नहीं I'll tell you कल से one minute
मुझे पूरी बात करने दीजिए.
I'll bring Yashovardhan on the right with Ranjana and Ajay Alok and Vijay 1 minute. Vijay ji 1 minute. I'll tell you the point here. ये कह रहे हैं कि CSR प्रोजेक्ट था, इसमें तो ये पैसा नहीं बनाने वाले थे. तो मैं सवाल ये करना चाहता हूं कि अगर पैसा नहीं बनाने चाहते थे तो उन लोगों से उन्होंने पैसे मांगकर टिकट क्यों ली? क्या उनको वहां पे फ्री भेजा सस्पेंशन ब्रिज पर? और जितने ज़्यादा लोग उस ब्रिज पे जाते उनका मुनाफा उतना ज़्यादा होता कि नहीं होता? आपको इतनी समझ में नहीं आती है क्या? मनोज पनारा जी, ये सब लोग मुझे लगता है कि सबने आपने क्या ठेका लेके रखा है ओरिवा ग्रुप का समर्थन करने के लिए? मनोज जी,
समर्थन नहीं कर रहा हूँ, आप मुझे पूरी बात
नहीं तो ये CSR प्रोजेक्ट वाली बात कहां से आ गई?
मैं बोला ना, 3-4 मुद्दे जो असलियत है, जो फैक्ट है वो रखना चाहता हूँ. आप मुझे वो खत्म करने दीजिए, उसके बाद आपको जो भी काउंटर लगता है बोलिए. मुझे बात तो खत्म करने दीजिए.
CSR से कोई जिम्मेदारी कम नहीं होती है. कहना है यशोवर्धन,
जिम्मेदारी बिल्कुल कम नहीं होती.
तो फिर
नहीं होती. मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, वहाँ जिम्मेदार वो लोग हैं जिन्होंने ओवर क्राउड होने दिया. जो ब्रिज की कैपेसिटी है
वो कौन है? वो तो ओरिवा ग्रुप ही है ना.
आपने बताया वहाँ कहीं लिखा हुआ था कि इससे ज्यादा लोग ब्रिज पे नहीं जाएंगे. वहाँ कहीं लिखा हुआ था कि इससे ज्यादा लोग ब्रिज पे नहीं जाएंगे.
कोई घटना हो जाती है तो आपको
वहाँ इस्तेमाल किए. नहीं, मैं आपसे प्रश्न पूछ रही हूँ. आप जो कह रहे हैं ना कि CSR प्रोजेक्ट, तो पूरे देश में CSR प्रोजेक्ट का यही हाल होने वाला है.
It's an absurd argument. It's an absurd argument. Put my first question to the leader of the PPP, and his name is Mustafa Baloch. जरा क्लैरिफाई कर रहा हूँ बलोच जी, और ब्रिगेडियर सईद नज़ीर जी इस्लामाबाद से ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. क्लैरिफाई कर रहा हूँ, ये जो है बिलावल, यही है ना, ये मिस्टर 10% के बेटे हैं ना, यही है ना? He is the son of Mr. 10%, no? कि 15%? नहीं, उन्हीं के बेटे हैं ना, 10% के बेटे हैं कि नहीं? जी बलोच जी, आवाज नहीं आ रही आपकी.
Arnab, he is the son of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, who lost her life again.
And she lost her life, and he lost his mother, not Mr.
Who was constantly blaming Pakistan
but is he
regarding
the son of
terrorist
Mr.
activities.
10% also, right?
That's what you think, but he is the son of former Prime Minister.
I don't know. Gaurav, why is it getting sensitive? I'm only doing an introduction. So Sushant, I'm only doing an introduction, you know. I'm only doing an introduction.
Yes, and I'm also giving you the introduction of our foreign minister.
Arnab, if you're doing an introduction, I can give you a better introduction.
Yeah, go on, Sushant. You give the better introduction. You're more experienced.
Yeah, so I'll give you his antecedents. He's the grandson of the man who was responsible for inciting and instigating the genocide in Bangladesh. He is the son of a woman who was responsible, under whose watch terrorism started in Kashmir, and who swayed by jihadism in Kashmir when she was Prime Minister in her first term. In her second term, she was not only the mother of Bilawal Bhutto by that time, but also became the mother of the Taliban, because it was under her watch that the Taliban were created by a different father, Nasirullah Babar, who was her interior minister, and who then said, the Taliban are our boys. So this is the background of his mother, and his father is, of course, Mr. 10%. And together, the mother and father were called the Bonnie and Clyde of Pakistan, because they looted Pakistan, built up chateaus in France. They had this princely estate in Surrey in England. He would buy diamond necklaces which had no sources of income for his wife, which she wore very proudly. So that is their background. They are people who will take money from rest of the world to build their palaces and their assets in rest of the world. And that gravy train is stopping.
Yeah.
So I welcome what Bilawal Bhutto has said, because he has disabused anybody in India who had any illusions about civilians
Mr. Baloch, what is the problem?
As bad as the military.
Now, Mr. Baloch, what is the problem?
Given a chance to reach to the upper house of India. Sorry, you can't say this. We have two sitting provincial ministers who are Hindu in Sindh cabinet. How can you say this, that we have marginalized Hindu community over here?
Anyway, now the debate. Now I'm opening up the debate. I'm opening up the debate. No. Sushant. I'm getting Gaurav and Sanju into the debate right now, and I'd like them to take it forward. I'd like them to take it forward. 1 minute. Both sides. 4 on the debate right now. See, Mr. Baloch, I have not even started, and you're getting stressed. You are a Baluchi. At least today you say that I cannot support a butcher. You should say, I cannot support a butcher like Zulfikar Bhutto, because when the situation went bad and Bhutto was 45 years old, I'm talking about around 1973, Zulfikar Bhutto said, Brigadier Saeed Nazir will tell you, kill every Baloch you see. आप उनके पार्टी में कैसे हैं जनाब, आपको कोई शर्म नहीं आती है? जिन्होंने बोला था 1000 बलोचियों को मारो कराची में, अरे भाई आप उनके पार्टी में, आप इतने बेशरम हैं. He's a butcher of Balochis. नहीं, गलत बात नहीं है. कितने लोग मारे गए थे 7 महीने में कितने बलोचियों की हत्या हुई थी कराची में, बताइए मुझे. 7 महीने में कराची में कितने बलोचियों की हत्या हुई थी, बताइए मुझे.
Let's stick to the debate.
मैं तो स्टिक कर रहा हूँ ना. I'm sticking to the debate.
ब्रिगेडियर साहब, आपको ये सिखाते हैं पीएमए का स्कूल में. This is the manners that officers are taught in the Pakistan army. That officers are talking, you interrupt. That's the standards of the Pakistani army have got down. Now listen to it. This whole diplomatic thing that Bilawal Bhutto is trying to do, calling names, Narendra Modi ji ko ye wo. Arnab, इनके 2 चीजें बताता हूँ. Washington में इनकी embassy की building दिख रही है. And in Europe, they have not paid salary for 4 months to their diplomats.
Is that so?
They have not paid salary for 4 months to their diplomats. बच्चों की फीस नहीं जा पा रही.
अच्छा.
यहाँ पे नाटक कर रहा है.
That's not the topic. That shouldn't be the topic right now. Arnab,
No. It is
If you are
the
selling
topic.
something, if you are not paying the salaries or
I only
fees of
say
the
one thing,
children,
Arnab.
so that's not.
I just want to make one comment.
That should not be your
I
concern.
just want to make one comment, Mr. Baloch. Listen to me. We should not engage with Pakistan at any level, nor should we give them any traction. Pakistan को या तो जलील करो या इनका मजाक उड़ाओ. इसके अलावा कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Either humiliate them or make fun of them.
We share a border.
That's it. That's what I do every day. अरे सर मेरी बात सुनो. You are a Baloch. You have sold the Baloch people. What are you doing in Pakistan? You are not a Pakistani. Be proud. You are a Baloch.
You think about the Sikh people, the Sikh community, the aggrieved Sikh
You have
community.
sold the Baloch.
Whom you have
Please remove your name. नाम के आगे से बलोच हटाओ. बलोच कौम के गद्दार हो.
We are very happy.
कौम के
Don't worry
गद्दार हो.
about us.
वहाँ पे पाकिस्तानी फौज बलोचों को मार रही है. मासूम
You are a country with no
आप यहाँ पे
violence.
बैठ के
Sorry.
प्रोटोकॉल ले रहे हो, सैलरी ले रहे हो, पैसा खा रहे हो,
There is no concept
गुड़ गा
of
रहे हो.
violence.
अरे इंडिया को छोड़ो.
You don't teach
You
us.
are a Baloch.
You
Have
don't
some
teach us.
shame.
India
Have
is a
some
country
shame.
where
You are a
there is no
Baloch.
slums.
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि एक आम इंसान की जाती है, ये उस तरीके से नहीं की गई?
नहीं की गई, वही मेरे को दुख है. मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101 तक का वो मर्डर है. सच्चाई बताता तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी.
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि एक आम इंसान की जाती है, ये उस तरीके से नहीं की गई?
नहीं की गई, वही मेरे को दुख है. मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101 तक का वो मर्डर है. सच्चाई बताता तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी.
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This
You know, if you tell me that Bollywood exercises its right to silence, then I will understand. If you tell me, Sohail, that Bollywood has always exercised its right to silence, I will understand. But if Bollywood advocates free speech, then I really want to debate this. By the way, Shoaib, before I go to Sohail, can you clarify this lingering suspicion whether Mr. Amitabh Bachchan was speaking up in the context of that item number?
I would be happy to believe that he was speaking indeed on that item number.
Okay. One second. Thank you very much.
Because this is the right time when all these film stars must come out in the open and speak against these roadside goons who have been given a free run by the government of the day.
Right. So thank you very much for the clarification. Therefore, we set the debate. Mamta Kale, Sohail, you understood. Shoaib feels Mr. Amitabh Bachchan was speaking out in the context of a certain item number, which was put out in social media 2 or 3 days back. A very worthy cause in that case, but I haven't heard this clarification from Mr. Bachchan himself, Shoaib. Have you heard this clarification? Mr. Bachchan didn't make it clear, Mamta, whether he was speaking in the context of the item number.
I'd like to believe that he has spoken in that favor.
You would like to believe that he's spoken out for in the context of the item number.
That's right.
Right. I'm sure, and I'm sure, Sohail, given the intellectual capital in Bollywood, that's the highest and most elevated debate that one can have over item number.
No, I think, so I want to make a couple of points. Knowing Mr. Bachchan as we all do, he's not one for taking, political stands or taking political pot shots A, B. I totally agree with you, Arnab, that freedom of expression and standing up for what's right and what's not is not exactly Bollywood's forte. Number 3, to assume that Bollywood is actually... See, I have 2 mega problems with what is happening today, and with due respect to Shoaib. I totally agree with Shoaib that, look, we have a censor board in this country. The censor board censors a film or doesn't censor a film, the film is out.
Right.
But the partisanship that we have seen of Bollywood, when it's something to do with their own cabal and when it's not part of their own cabal. I have not seen Kashmir Files, to be honest. But the viciousness with which that film was attacked, even more recently at the Goa Film Festival, is abysmal and abhorrent. Amir Khan made a comment many, many years ago saying that he and his wife found it unsafe to live in India.
Yeah.
The point is that celebrities who represent Bollywood are people who people follow and aspire to be and follow them religiously.
Right.
For them to make obtuse, unresearched, unsubstantiated, incendiary statements is not only irresponsible, it is ungrateful, because they make their money from India. If they detest India so much, either have a reasoned, nuanced argument, or then leave or stop working.
Rahul.
You cannot have both parties, as you will also agree. I think too much is being read into a statement on this whole Deepika Padukone Pathan issue that we will come to later. I think Bollywood many a time has been irresponsible in its statements. It has been irresponsible in the way it has stood for the nation. And I think it needs some introspection.
I'm asking a question to my viewers tonight. Viewers, here's the situation. I'm being told I disrespect Amitabh Bachchan. Absolutely not. I'm a great Amitabh Bachchan fan. I'm sure we all are. But I'm also a proud citizen of this country. I have a right to speak. And I'm asking a very legit question. Maybe my problem is, Rahul Ishwar, that I'm not scared of asking questions. I've asked questions like this, since I was in about class 5. I can't change my habit. I'm not a sycophant like you. Now listen to me. I will ask again. Did Mr. Amitabh Bachchan speak when Kangana's property was demolished? One word from him would have carried so much weight. Now, you're going to put me in jail for asking that question? Is that a right question? Is that a legit question? Is there any disrespect in my tone or words? But it's a question.
Can I come in?
Since now they're advocating questions such as civil liberties and freedom of expression, then I should absolutely say, where was this activism during the emergency? Where was this activism during the 1984 anti-Sikh riots? Where was this activism when there were forced terrorizations that were taking place during the emergency, when they were all at the height of their stardom? And where was this activism and this urge to speak up? And everyone on the screen, this terrible urge to speak up, which is a wonderful urge. I've also had an urge to speak up. But I've spoken up. My question is, where was this urge to speak up when Kangana Ranaut's house was destroyed and the Uddhav faction says ukhad diya? Where was this urge to speak up? Why was there no urge to speak up then?
I would like to believe.
It's you only speak.
Arnab, I would like to believe this.
When you speak.
That Mr. Bachchan was speaking in a covert language, because Mr. Bachchan was surrounded by too many of the cabals, whether it was the political cabal, the Bollywood cabal, and his home cabal, that were all sitting there, and probably that is why he talked about the civil liberties and freedom of expression. The poor man may have not been able to speak. And as you know, when the Khandan are there, the Bollywood generally does not speak up well. Having said that, one more thing, Arnab, मेरा Bollywood महान, ये है सिर्फ पैसे के मेरी जान.
Has the country become immune? Has New Delhi become immune? Has politics become immune to the political killings in Bengal?
Well, Arnab, I think you're completely right. And since May of last year, we've been seeing a spate of uninterrupted bloodshed. The post-poll violence resulted in the death of at least 56 BJP workers. There are some people who claim the figure is much higher. Countless others were made homeless, and some of them have still not returned to their home. In the past week or 10 days, there have been some 26 murders. Murders in West Bengal. Many of them are political. Now, you may be right in saying that this is not a political murder. Yes, it's not a political murder because it's not about ideology. It's a murder which is which is totally centered on the question of the division of spoils. It's now, politics has become a criminal enterprise in West Bengal. They can chop off people's heads, they can douse an entire thing, an entire family. And you can't say it's political rivalry between one group and the other.
Absolutely.
Here is a case of the killers being from one community, the Muslim community, and those who were killed were all exclusively Muslim.
Yeah.
So it is not a communal incident.
Yeah.
And yet, Mamata Banerjee says that she's been active. She has rung up Rampur Hat 25 times. If she had rung up 25 times, would the district president of the local Trinamool Congress, the infamous Anubrata Mandal, first say, well, you see, a television burst as a result of which the house caught fire? Would he then change his story and say that it was a short circuit?
It was the most grotesque attack that can ever happen in humanity. Meeta, I don't know, where is your party? Where is the Trinamool Congress today, Monojit? Huh? Hiding behind a conspiracy theory. Hiding behind a conspiracy theory. Shame on all the members of the lobby, and shame on those who are looking at this politically, Monojit. Does the police have an explanation? Why? Allow me to complete what I'm saying. Does the police tell us today why were the babies and children burnt alive? That's all I want to know. Why were the women's heads chopped? And after the head was chopped, why was the hand chopped?
Yes,
why were they burnt alive? I just want to know. Why?
No one can possibly think of this horrific incident.
No, I don't care what you think. I want to know why were the children burnt alive?
No one can.
Why were the children burnt alive?
Incident.
Why were the women burnt alive? I just want to know that. I just want to know that. Rupa, no, we are opening the debate. I'm getting Meeta on the debate. I'm getting Rupa on the debate. Just 1 minute, please.
What we are seeing in today's Bengal. Can I speak, please? What we see today in today's Bengal is a situation of political cannibalism. We know that there has been a culture of political violence in Bengal since the left days, but that does not mean that we need to normalize violence. We need to undermine it. We need to call it a conspiracy every time it happens. Today, as a Bengali, I feel just utter shame. We are supposed to be the largest democracy of the world. We are supposed to be part of the civilized world. Show me another civilized country in which this kind of political
The culture of political violence in Bengal, in case you are not aware, Meeta, though you are in Calcutta, started from the time of the Congress and Siddharth Shankar Ray. So please be a little careful about your use of the words political violence.
What about it needs to
I am not even doing what about you. You tell me where is the Renu? Tell me today. Renu, tell me today. Where are the marches? Where are the marches? Where are the marches? March to Parliament, I say. Why is the Congress, the opposition, not marching to Parliament, demanding an explanation for why women were burnt, why children were burnt? Why has this issue not moved anyone in Delhi?
have raised this
Why has
issue
this
in
issue not
Parliament.
moved anyone in Delhi? Why? Why? Because it is a non-BJP rule state. Had this happened in a BJP rule state, they would have made it an issue. The fact is, the lobby looks at everything from a political lens.
Arnab, please,
Adhir
you have to also listen for a minute. My point is, I want to congratulate the Prime Minister of India, the BJP and Arnab Goswami for taking up the issue of Muslims who were killed. It augurs so well.
Shame on you, Renu, for making it a Hindu-Muslim issue. I think I can only say I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you for making this also a Hindu-Muslim issue. The problem is you reduce everything to religion. You are the kind of people like in the Caravan magazine wrote an article out there. One of your friends wrote an article in the Caravan magazine talking about the caste of the martyrs. Shame on you for talking like that tonight. Renu, just 1 minute, please. Just 1 minute. Let's be brief. And I'll tell you this, viewers. This is the kind of response which both disappoints me but tells me about the mindset of people. She says, Arnab, that body out there is a Muslim body. And that child out there is a Muslim child.
All of them.
Yeah. That's how she looks at it. That's how she looks at it. That's how she looks at it. 1 minute, Renu, you can be quiet. You can be quiet. Did I say that, viewers? All I said was, Renu, can you be quiet here, please, because I don't want to speak over you. Volume down, I'm going to say, viewers, all I said today was that we should be ashamed that women and children were burnt alive. Did I say a Muslim woman, a Hindu woman, a Parsi woman? I said a woman whose head was chopped. Should I next time specify it was a Muslim woman whose head was chopped, a Muslim woman who was burnt alive? We want to communalize everything in this absolutely pathetic and dirty manner. Renu, you owe an apology to the people of this country for using this kind of logic out here. There is certainly more than meets the eye in the biggest crime story of the year. Everyone's asking, hashtag is Aftab lying? Aftab's macabre murder of Shraddha. Even if Aftab is the most experienced criminal, it is impossible, I say impossible, for him to have executed the barbaric operation entirely on his own. It's impossible, and that's why hashtag is Aftab lying. Now, if he killed Shraddha in a fit of rage and then chopped her into 35 parts, then how is it that he brought the 280-liter fridge where he stored the body parts 1 day before the murder? No. There's something more than meets the eye. There are reports that there were mysterious visitors to the flat after the murder. Was Aftab working with other accomplices? Are there other extremely psychotic killers who were part of this crime and who are on the loose? Where are they? Are they in Delhi? Are they in other parts of the country? Where are they? Aftab also kept the severed head, Shraddha's severed head, in the fridge, meaning he was a very dangerous and psychotic killer. Can such a psychopath and his lurid confessions be taken at face value? Are we to believe a psychopath's version? It doesn't add up, viewers, it doesn't add up. There is something more to this. It's entirely possible that this was an organized crime. I know that the radical lobby wants to bury the facts of the case, but the radical lobby are liars. We must not be misled by this simplistic story of a boy who got swayed by a crime series called Dexter and killed his live-in girlfriend. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And much as I said in the Sheena Bora murder case, viewers, where our investigation had opened up the whole case, this story is meant more to mislead than anything else.
Sushil Sharma, a Congress.
Oh, by 1 minute, yeah, Congress BJP band kariye. Please stop this.
Back in 1995.
I'm telling you one thing, yeah. Am I? Oh
so
God,
you know.
I'll tell you. My concern is that of the average citizen.
You want to say that?
You don't say what I want to say. I will say what I want to say. You don't have to speak for me. No, can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? Oh, Bhava, can I say one thing?
That love jihad hai, this and that.
Viewers, can I say one thing? He's stopping me, but I need to speak calmly. You see, Rahul, my concern is that today I don't know how many people were part of this killing and whether they are running around somewhere in Delhi or whether they have gone to some other city. When the assassins of Rajiv Gandhi were released a few days back, I said, what is going on? I said, with the greatest respect to the Supreme Court, am I going to go to a movie hall and while I am having my popcorn think that Rajiv Gandhi's assassin is sitting on my right doing the same thing? What is happening? What is this? No, what is this new liberal thinking going on? What is this nonsense liberal thinking going on? I'm not a liberal because I'm not a liberal because I can't be liberal about crime and murders and assassinations and rapes. I can't be liberal about it. Now, one minute. I can't be liberal about Aftab. I can't be liberal about Aftab. You be liberal. I won't be. Now, my point is. 1 minute. If this is an organized killing, Rahul Ishwar.
Someone died.
Is your name Rahul Ishwar? You have very bad manners. 1 minute.
No, Arnab, but what is this love jihad angle? कहाँ से आ गया ये?
Just two quick submissions.
भाई आप इतना respond क्यों कर रहे हैं? If you don't believe in it, say I don't believe in it. Who's telling you to? You are making it an issue by going on about it.
We are sitting on a national TV. We are talking about love jihad angle.
She said, I am not pushing the angle. Okay. Now listen to me. She has a right to have a point of view, no?
Is this kind of some debate?
Should I put sellotape and say that Subrashta cannot talk?
We are sitting with Arnab Goswami.
Just two quick submissions, please.
ये क्या बात हुआ? And she just went away after
saying serious issues involved.
There are serious issues involved and there are public safety issues involved here. And the angle is of...
35 into
just two quick submissions. Tausif bhai, just two quick submissions, please.
You speak because he let you. The problem with Tausif is, the moment I speak, by habit he has to speak over me.
Girl was murdered.
Just two quick submissions. Please let others speak too. You had your say.
Let us correct your linguistics.
Let others speak.
A girl did not die.
35 pieces.
A girl was murdered, hacked into pieces, her body preserved in the freezer, and part by part the body was disposed.
Why was Shraddha still there with this guy even after he being abusive? After he hitting her? Even after Shraddha informing her childhood friend that please rescue me, this person can kill me. Even after that, Shraddha was staying. There can be a big blackmailing issue here. We have to understand this. We have to take this into consideration. Why did Aftab not leave the flat after murdering?
What if he's covering up for others also?
He was so confident.
No, what if he's covering up for others? There are 5 other people involved. What if he's taking it? What if even his confession is well thought out?
He could have flee from the country.
No. What if
he could have flee from the country right after murdering her?
Rajat.
But he didn't because maybe he's too professional.
Aftab, first of all, and Aftab needs to be. No one is defending Aftab. First of all. You have to understand, no one is defending Aftab. I already told Arnab that there should be a capital punishment for Aftab.
First, hear me out and understand the sensitivity of the case.
The investigation should go both sides.
Hear me out, this is no breakup. This is no breakup. Listen to me, this is a murder.
Why Shraddha was...
Because there can be a case where blackmailing might have been involved.
Exactly.
No, you cannot. See, this is what is happening. This is what is happening. Why are people questioning Shraddha here?
What if Shraddha knew more things about Aftab? What if Aftab is a psychotic fellow and Shraddha knew a lot about him? And so Subrashta wants to come in.
Why do you have to paint him? Why do you have to paint him mad or psychotic? Why do you have to paint him as mad and psychotic? Why
Shraddha stayed back with
You have to understand he has done 35 years.
Why Shraddha stayed back in Aftab? Are you trying to blame Shraddha now?
There has to be a reason.
Are you trying to blame Shraddha now? Ridiculous.
Shraddha was there with Aftab. When Aftab was torturing.
This is absolutely ridiculous when this person is questioning Shraddha.
Crazy, now. This is very crazy.
Hold your horses. Listen to me.
Shut up. Who are you to telling me?
He's Shraddha's friend, and I would request you not to be abusive with the victim's friend, please.
You better leave the debate.
No, why should he leave the debate? He's Shraddha's friend. He finds what you're saying unacceptable.
Thank you.
No, why? I don't know why.
I don't know why this person is even speaking.
No, one minute. Tausif, he's Shraddha's friend. He's been in college with her. Obviously, he feels strongly about what you're saying, because you seem to be pinning a little bit of blame unnecessarily on Shraddha's door, and I can't believe it. I can't accept it. She's been cut into 35 pieces, and you're saying, why was she living on with him? As if she's at fault. I have something to tell you, Kashani. See, you must swallow the truth. Swallow the truth. Okay, and my question on the screen is that has there been a larger conspiracy in our country to black out historical events that are inconvenient to the ecosystem? Precisely the point I made. Exactly the point the Prime Minister has also been making. Swallow the truth. And what is the truth? Sudhanshu Trivedi, I want to bring you into the debate. And Kapil Madan is on. What is the truth? The truth, is it not, Kapil Madan, that Hindu women were gang raped at gunpoint and then murdered? Were Hindu women gang raped at gunpoint and then murdered or not? Were Hindu families told or not that first we will kill your children? First we will kill your children and then we will come for you. No, is that the truth or not? Just tell me. Tell me, is that the truth or not?
Arnab,
is it the truth or not? Just respond to that, and then I will get Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Okay. So Arnab, first
what was my question? My question is, were Hindu women gang raped and murdered or not?
I am responding, Arnab. I am responding to you. Allow me to make my point. Now, any kind of such brutality has to be dealt with the heaviest hand. And having said that, let me tell you.
Don't generalize. Don't generalize.
No.
Don't generalize.
Generalizing.
Stop generalizing.
Is that
Stop generalizing.
It took a movie to wake our Prime Minister. What has he done? You tell me, what has he done except for making, false and frivolous speeches? What has he done for the Kashmiri pandits? Why an SIT has not been formed? He's there in the government since 2014. Tell me, what has he done? Tell me what he has done for the rehabilitation. Tell me how many cases have been filed. Tell me how many convictions have happened. What has he done? It took a movie for him to get out of his slumber. That's the point I am trying to make. And let me tell you all,
Sudhanshu Trivedi will respond. I won't. Sudhanshu Trivedi will respond. My question is on the ecosystem, and look how conveniently and how quickly Kapil Madan wants to turn it into a political debate. It can be made into a political debate. I am willing to debate it. I am willing to debate it with eternity with you if you want to make it a question of who takes more of the political blame. But it's a question of the ecosystem. I am going to Sudhanshu Trivedi for a response to that. Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Very appropriate point of truth. Arnab, you have raised a very appropriate point of truth. Now I want to put forth certain facts and truth, nothing else. Just, everybody wants to say that this was the issue of Kashmiriyat. And then Zakir Musa has openly said, koi Kashmiriyat ki ladai nahi, Islamic Khalifat ki ladai hai. This is the truth. Second thing, they talk about Kashmiriyat, and Mehbooba Mufti has said कि हमारा एक झंडा था जो हमसे छीन लिया, जब तक वो नहीं मिलेगा. I challenge anybody sitting on the panel, can they show a single picture at the time when there was a झंडा? जब झंडा था, अरे भाई आप डिस्टर्ब मत करिए. अरे झंडा तो ISIS का दिखता था, झंडा पाकिस्तान का दिखता था, पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद के नारे लगते थे, सब खत्म हो गया आपके जमाने में. ये फैक्ट है. दूसरा फैक्ट, मैं डिस्टर्ब नहीं कर रहा था आपको, मैं डिस्टर्ब नहीं कर रहा था. अच्छा सुनिए, एक मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछता हूं स्ट्रेट. वॉज कश्मीर अ सेकुलर स्टेट? से यस और नो. आंसर दीजिए मुझे. कश्मीर वॉज अ सेकुलर स्टेट? द आंसर इज नो. Because in 1976 when the 42nd constitutional amendment was done, it was not adopted by the Kashmir Assembly. So it was the only state in the Union of India which was not secular. And it became secular in August 2019, but the issue was made by ecosystem that it was attack on secularism. इससे ज्यादा वाहियात बात नहीं हो सकती कि जो दोस्त सेकुलर नहीं था, जिसने कभी अपनी असेंबली में अडॉप्ट नहीं किया, वही सेकुलर हो गया. अब मैं बता रहा हूं क्या. आप मूवी के बारे में भाषण दे रहे हैं. आप एक बात बताएं, कश्मीरी पंडित के लिए किया, कितने कन्विक्शन करवाए?
Viewer has response to your question. सुधांशु त्रिवेदी, एक मिनट जरा अनुमति दीजिए, अनुमति दीजिए, अनुमति दे। मैं एक छोटे से व्यूअर के रिस्पॉन्स को रीड आउट करना चाहता हूं प्रोग्राम पर। सुधांशु त्रिवेदी, बुरा न माने, अनुमति दे। व्यूअर की छोटी सी रिस्पॉन्स, 10 सेकंड लगेगी मुझे, 10 सेकंड। सुधांशु त्रिवेदी, 10 सेकंड दीजिए मुझे। एक व्यूअर ने बहुत शानदार सा रिस्पॉन्स दिया है कपिल मदान के सवाल का। अनुमति दीजिए मुझे। कपिल मदान ने पूछा, कपिल मदान, अरे भाई कपिल मदान, प्लीज बी क्वाइट। कपिल मदान ने पूछा सैयद असद अब्बास, what has the prime minister done? It took a movie, he says, to wake up the prime minister of India. I have a response, very interesting, viewers. This response should go viral. It comes from Jahanavi Vibha on Twitter. She says, took a movie to wake the PM. What has he done? One answer, she says. Article 370 abrogation. You want the Prime Minister to do anything more? I hope that's a sufficient reply. Sudhanshu Trivedi back on the debate. And secularism pe sawal par. On the issue of secularism, just 1 minute.
That's what I was saying.
People tell me secularism. I just
made the Kashmir secular. The fact was, it was the only state in the Kashmir Valley when 90% of the population was considered minority and 7 and 8% was considered majority. This has been changed. अब ना वहां ISIS के झंडे हैं, ना पाकिस्तान के झंडे हैं, ना पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद के नारे हैं, ना पत्थरबाजी करते हुए वो हैं जो कहते थे तिरंगे को झंडा देने, कंधा देने वाला नहीं मिलेगा। वहां बाकायदा 26 जनवरी 15 अगस्त के ऊपर आप देखिए डल लेक के ऊपर कितने तिरंगे रहते हैं। अब एटमॉस्फेयर आया है वापस आने का, इसलिए इट वॉज रिक्वायर्ड था। अब छोड़िए, और एक और मैं एक जनरलाइज बात कह देता हूं। ये जो इकोसिस्टम था वो जानते क्या था? जब से देश सेकुलर बना 1976 से 1970 ऑनवर्ड्स एक मूवी बताइए जिसमें पूजा पाठ करने वाला, कंठी माला पहने वाला, कुर्ता धोती पहने हुए भगवा वस्त्रधारी व्यक्ति पॉजिटिव रोल में दिखाया गया हो। आई चैलेंज एनीबडी। हर फिल्म में निगेटिव रोल में, हर फिल्म में पूजा पाठी हिंदू को निगेटिव रोल में दिखाया जाता था। दिस वाज ए एजेंडा। 70s 80s में हीरो आके खड़ा होता था और अगर उसकी भाभी या उसकी माँ उसको अगर प्रसाद देती थी तो वो कहता था मुझे ये प्रसाद मंजूर नहीं है, मगर उसी हीरो को 786 का बिल्ला बचाता था।
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
झाके रे झाके, झरोखे से झाके, हैरत से आंखें, अपनी सी दुनिया नई रंगी लागे, ख्यालों की खिड़की से मन कूदे भागे। झाके रे झाके, झरोखे से झाके, देख के दंग है छोटे बड़े सारे। झाके रे झाके, हर कोई ताके, तरक्की को टुक टुक हर कोई ताके। झाके रे झाके,
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling. This grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि एक आम इंसान की जाती, क्या ये उस तरीके से नहीं की गई?
वही मेरे को दुख है। मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101 तक का वो मर्डर है। सच्चाई बताता तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी।
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers there.
Prafulla, listen, let us not become intolerant people. This is not about demolition. Don't fearmonger. Owaisi is talking through his hat. The problem is Owaisi does not know what the hell he is talking about. The fact of the matter is, the survey is to check the feasibility of regular prayer rights, not land rights transfer. Prafulla Ketkar does not want to become the owner of the land. Prafulla Ketkar wants to go as a practicing Hindu and have the right to pray. So you people are lying. Lying.
No, in fact...
Prove me wrong. Prafulla.
See, Arnab, let's put the facts in perspective. Everybody here, from the other side starts with rule of law, but they forget the fact that they applied mobocracy to stop the survey just 4 days back. The same commissioner was supposed to go there.
Friday, there were people gathered around there to offer Friday prayers. There was no mobocracy. Don't
make false arguments. There were arguments even in the studio that a non-Muslim cannot go for the survey. So don't make this. Otherwise, today's hearing was not necessary.
No, one of us is lying today.
Let me complete.
One of us is lying. I'm going to carry out a polygraph test. 1 minute.
You should.
I'm going to carry out a live polygraph test. I want to bring in Abbas Haider on the polygraph. Abbas, please come. And my question to you is, there are 5 women. They are women devotees. What are they asking for? You tell me, Abbas. Come on. These women, 5 women, okay? Why did they file a petition in 2021, April 26th, on the basis of which the survey was ordered by the Varanasi Civil Court? What were they asking for?
See, I've been saying this, that nobody can defy the law.
No, I don't know why. I don't want to know what you're saying. I want to know what the 5 women were asking for. Because you have made these 5 women look like intolerant, absolutely rabid, crazy fanatics who want to destroy the mosque. I want you to tell the people live on the program on my polygraph test, what are they asking for?
I'll speak if you let me to.
What are the women asking?
There was apprehension, there were reservation from one side, the respondent side. Now they have been cleared.
No. What were the 5 women asking for? I repeat, you are going to fail it. One more time I'll give you, otherwise. Prafulla, is he answering the question? Prafulla, is he answering the question? I'm saying, what are the 5 women asking for? Prafulla, he's ducking my question. He's not telling me the answer.
So this is what I'm asking.
Simply because even after knowing that Shringar Gauri.
Now the thing is,
Shringar Gauri prayer is significant, and the local women have prayed that they want to have this right throughout the year. What is the problem?
I don't understand. It will be so. It will be Abbas. Abbas, I want to tell you, viewers, is my personal view on this. And let me tell you this, please. Okay? Please let me tell you. Banaras is not just the oldest city in the world. It has great meaning to a lot of us, including me personally. Okay? Some of us, we wear this black thread we had around our hands is a mark of our respect and allegiance to Kashi Vishwanath and all the temples of the great city of Banaras. My question is only this. Please don't give this feeling. I'm telling you, Mujib, please come. Don't try and break the country. How beautiful it will be, Mujib, if within the mosque complex, Hindus are also praying. It will be the ultimate symbol of Indian secularism. It will be beautiful.
Arnab,
no, I don't understand why you people
Arnab,
why some of you are saying, oh, there's a Babri Masjid all over again. It's not. It's not. No, I have proven tonight. It's not. You tell me today, the lawyer for the Mosque Management Committee has said there is no removal of the mosque sought. You show me one person today who is saying remove the mosque. Show me one. The case in the court is not about the removal of the mosque.
Arnab,
no, the case in court is not about the removal of the mosque. The case in court is not about the removal of the mosque. You will have to say it because a lot of rubbish is being spread on Twitter. Please say it. Please don't say what is wrong. You are on oath on my programs. Please speak the truth.
I got your point. I got your point. Now let me speak the truth. Yeah, now let me speak.
Speak.
I got your point. In Fatehpuri Masjid in Delhi, there is a tree and Hindus come there and do puja in Fatehpuri Mosque. We are doing it.
तो करो.
We are doing it.
तो करो.
In Fatehpuri Mosque.
So do it Delhi. Here. तो इसमें क्या बड़ी डील है? What is wrong with this?
Now the point is, you are raising the.
What is the point?
Let me finish.
No, what is the point here?
At least give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. As an act of goodwill,
they would have allowed it.
Give me 30 seconds to finish.
No, what is the mistake? I don't understand what you're saying.
I will not speak unless if you will keep interrupting me. I will not skip.
Okay.
At least give me 30 seconds to put my point. You people most of the panelists do not know the history.
I know the history like the back of my hand, sir.
Read the recommended history instead of Masram's book. Do not read Masram's books and read the authentic history. First thing is,
I won't read Oasis
was
history.
Not built by Aurangzeb, but it was built by Hindus themselves to honor, to respect, to welcome the great emperor Aurangzeb. And it was built in a corner beside a temple, and temple still exists there. Temple still exists there, and it was built in the 70s. Mr. Sanju, do not.
Okay, one minute. So what you are saying, Sanju, 1 minute. Sanju, 1 minute on the debate. I have a little problem with the audio. I'm fixing your audio to improve it and get you back into the debate. But 1 minute. Till then, Mujib is back on the debate. What you are telling me, let me pinch myself and listen to this. What he's saying, Sadhvi, Pragya Bharati, Mujib, what you are saying is, Mujib, what you are saying is, what you are saying is, thank you very much. I don't know and I fear. I worry for you, Mujib. Firstly, I worry for you because I don't know where the hell you learnt your law. Because you're always weak on law. Now I'm even more worried because I don't know where on earth you learnt your history. Because what he's saying today, the great Aurangzeb came one day. And the great and the divine Aurangzeb came one day, and the Hindus came and said, "Oh Lord Aurangzeb, let us destroy our temple to please you." And Aurangzeb said, "Very good, destroy the temple with your bare hands." Bare hands. And the Hindus said, "We'll destroy the temple. Is there anything else we can do?"
Temple still exists there.
God.
Temple still exists there.
So the survey is not archaeological in nature.
Arnab,
the survey is only intended
Lord
to...
Shiva made a well there. That is why it is called Gyan Vapi.
No, it's absolutely endless. Sir, just wait a minute. I want to get in Majid and Vivek Srivastava. I'll tell you why it's an issue. I'll tell you why it's an issue.
This is not fair, Arnab.
No, 1 second. Don't complain about who's fair and who's not. Fact of the matter is, this is a fight. I'll make it very clear here, absolutely clear here. People will not like my saying it. Sajid Yusuf can join on the debate. This is a fight. Shantanu, you have to understand. We are in a battle against anti-national forces, Shantanu. We are in a battle against the Tukre gang. Allow me to complete. This is a fight, and we will fight, and we will win, and we will set a nationalist narrative in this country. We will have to follow a nationalist narrative in this country. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You have to follow the nationalist narrative. Are you not a nationalist? Why are you quivering like a leaf? Why are you quivering? Nationalism makes you fascist. Nationalism makes you fascist. And when
they've met Mussolini and they are fascists. This is not nationalism.
You've lost your mind. You've lost your mind when you make such a comparison.
Do you endorse?
You've lost your mind. And what do you endorse?
China against India is fine. Arnab, political lessons.
This left person should be reminded.
Do you want India to be a fascist
1962 India-China war.
India to be a Hindu supremacist
You told Indians not to donate blood.
No. We don't
for
want
the
it.
Indian soldiers.
We have
Shame
a
on you,
constitution
shame on you,
and we believe
shame
in our
on you.
constitution.
No.
Shame on you.
No.
They are misusing
Your loyalty
Just
is for China.
No. He
Not
says.
for India.
He says. I want to bring in General Bakshi on this. He said. By the way, viewers, can General Bakshi come in on the debate? I want to make a point. Just watch this right now, and just watch General Bakshi. Watch their body language. Just 1 minute. Just watch their body language. Why the flag? Why the flag? Is a flag a Hindu flag? A Muslim flag? A Sikh flag? A Zoroastrian flag? You did not complain? You did not? No. Is it a BJP flag?
Why?
No, is it a BJP flag? What is? No. And what? You ask me what ideology I support. I ask you, and I ask Majid Haidari tonight, what ideology do you support? What ideology do you support? 1 second, for God's sake, that's enough. You have to stop the insults to national flag, and we will set a nationalist narrative in this country, and you will be able to do nothing about it. And one more thing I want to tell you, Mehbooba Mufti said, Sajid Yusuf, this is too much. Mehbooba Mufti said, I have no doubt, in July 9, 2017, Mehbooba Mufti said, General Bakshi, I have no doubt in saying that there will be no one to hold the national flag if Article 370 is abrogated. I say we are in a fight. We are in a fight against that mentality. We are in a fight against that mentality. Do you understand? And that's why there will be Har Ghar Tiranga. General Bakshi, this is going too far. This is going too far.
Dil Tiranga, not Har Ghar Tiranga.
Har Ghar Tiranga.
The Tiranga should be on your
Har Ghar Tiranga.
It need not be on their
No, why not? No, why not? Why not? No, why not?
Language, the body does not lie. Look at the animosity. Look at the venom.
Love for the country should be in your heart. It should be.
General Bakshi.
Look at the venom, Arnab.
Don't philosophize on me.
These people, may I remind you, you are talking to a soldier, and to a soldier, a flag is not a piece of tattered silk. It is an emotion. All right? Since you are getting venom into this debate, let me tell you that for a soldier, a flag is an emotion, boy. It's an emotion for which he is prepared to die, for which so many have laid down their lives, and you insult them all.
We are talking about
disgrace them all. Because they died for this flag.
We are talking about the misuse of Tiranga.
And since you are bringing emotion into it, you will get it back.
Tiranga to be misused.
You misuse. He says misuse. He says misuse. This is the limit. Sajid Yusuf, 1 minute. Sajid, he says misuse. Misuse of the tricolor by hoisting it on Independence Day. You're out of your mind.
He's talking.
You're the biggest opportunist that I have seen.
Guy is a nonsense and nuisance. He is making false
just 1 minute.
Not for even by saying that Indian flag belongs to a Hindu. This flag does.
Look at his hatred of his own kind.
They are saying, is it a patriotism test? I say no. But by the way, what is wrong about patriotism? If it is a patriotism test, 1 minute. I'm saying very simply, Shantanu, I'm thinking, suppose it is a patriotism test, only those who think they will fail the patriotism test. If it is a nationalism test, those who think they will fail the nationalism test, which means those who are not nationalists or who are not, allow me to complete, please, thank you. 1 minute, please. I'm completing my point. What's your problem? Just a minute. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Vivek, don't hyperventilate here. Don't hyperventilate. We are making a point against you, and I said that you're going to lose this debate. We are going to win. Yes, let there be a nationalism test in this country. I say there's absolutely nothing wrong. There is absolutely nothing wrong for at the end of the day, who will have problems with hoisting the national flag with pride? Those who do not have pride in the national flag, those who are only legal citizens of India and not emotionally bound to this country, these are the only people who will have a problem with hoisting the Tiranga. And the Gupkar gang still holds the JNK flag. No, 1 minute. One minute. Can I have Majid and Shantanu, please? I took their names. My point being right now, Vivek, it's very distracting, okay? My point being right now, and I'm saying it simply, okay, we accept there is a fight. You should have understood. In fact, Majid and Vivek, just relax and listen to me. This is not today's fight. It has increased. It has increased, and we are all aware of the fact that, first of all, Vivek, don't shout, because right now you're only being a ventriloquist. Your audio is not going on air. The point being right now that there has been a battle in this country ever since we got a shock in 2016 when people started chanting those slogans in JNU. And General Bakshi is there. It has been a law. Allow 1 minute, please. I'll complete my sentence and then you come in, Majid. Okay? I'll tell you. Farooq Abdullah in 2017 was refusing to raise the national flag with pride. He said they are talking about raising the flag in POK. First, go and raise the flag at Lal Chowk in Srinagar. They can't even do that. He was throwing a challenge. Which means there are people like Farooq Abdullah who take all the benefits from this country and then refuse to give any pride to the national flag. We have a problem with that. We have problems with Mehbooba Mufti. We have problems with Farooq Abdullah. You need to understand that we are saying without any subtlety, I am saying we have a problem with your view. I am saying it openly. Call me anything, hyper-nationalist, right-winger. We have a problem with your point of view. We have a problem with your anti-national position, Majid. Just understand that. Just understand that. Can I be more straight with you?
Our Hindustani emotional belief has always been that सच्चे आशिक प्यार दिल में रखते हैं. It's not about घर घर तिरंगा. It's about हर मन में तिरंगा, हर धड़कन में तिरंगा, हर सांस में तिरंगा.
तो घर पे भी रखो. प्रॉब्लम क्या है? Only Shantanu and Majid right now.
लेकिन उस मन को दिखा दीजिए. उस मन को दिखा भी दीजिए. Unfold it also. Unfold it also. कहीं ऐसा ना हो आपका दिल दिखा जाए तो चोरी ना दिखे.
We don't have clothes in every house. We don't have proper house for every Indian. So how can we celebrate?
The problem is, the last 8 years, the country is swept by the nationalist narrative.
This is pomp and show.
The problem is, the country is swept by the nationalist narrative, and that's what's
scaring them. This is abuse of the poor Indians.
GD Bakshi and Majid. GD Bakshi and Majid.
You will get a home by removing.
1 minute, Gaurav, hold on for a minute.
Rupees 350. ये राष्ट्रवाद खरीदना है 350 रुपए में. अरे शर्म कीजिए for this pomp and show. I condemn this pomp and show. Rashtravad should be in your heart.
Majid. 1 minute. For this show, 1 minute. General Bakshi, I'm saying something to Majid. Majid, you said something which I will not accept.
Yes, please.
1 minute, just a minute, viewers. He said something which is completely unacceptable to all of us. And we must show our intolerance of this disrespect of our flag. He said today on a live TV show, he said, 350 rupees mein aap kharidna chahte ho. He tried to say that you can buy a sense of being loyal to your country for 350 rupees. Kindly leave my program. Majid, please leave my program right now. Majid, leave my program right now. I am ordering you out of my program right now for what you said. No. I will be completely intolerant to your point of view. I need to have him leave the show right now. I'm asking you to leave the program, Majid. Why aren't you getting out of my program? Please leave the program. Enough. They think they can get away with these dialogues. Leave the program if you have any shame.
पाकिस्तान से रुपए लेके यहाँ बैठेंगे, तिरंगे का अपमान करेंगे, and we will hear this nonsense.
No, we won't. I believe that this is political, this is deliberate. There is an attempt, I believe, Amish, to draw a line between Tamil identity and Indian identity and Indian identity and Tamil identity. And my own view is that Tamil identity is integral to Indian identity, as Indian identity is integral to Tamil identity. To try and draw that line is really mischievous. But I'm surprised also. I mean, I think Karan Singh is very right. Amish, he put out a statement where he said it's like saying that Catholics are not Christians, that Shaivites are not Hindus. What's your take?
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but speaking from a social perspective and as a very devout, very religious Shaivite, I would be quite surprised to hear that I as a Shaivite am not a Hindu. This is quite surprising, to be honest. Look, I mean, if the argument is that the term Hinduism was brought on by the British, like I said, that can be fact-checked immediately, because the term Hindu actually came from the Persians. In the ancient Persian language, the sound sir could not be pronounced, so they referred to people to the east of the Sindhu as Hindu. But just because a name didn't exist doesn't mean that the group of philosophies, the way of life, that did not exist. It could have existed under a different name. I perhaps believe that it was Sanatan Dharma.
You're absolutely spot on in saying, it's so easy to pass off something in today's post-truth world as a fact if you say it sort of convincingly enough or with enough confidence or swagger, like in the case of Kamal Hassan. But Amish, in a larger context, every now and then a new term is invented or comes up to claims such as Hindutva is not Hinduism. You are Hindutva, you are not Hindu. Then they say Shaivites are not Hindus. Then they say Sanatan Dharma is not Hindu, right? Or they say those who believe in the Vedic philosophy are not Hindu. Tomorrow they'll say Vaishnavites are not Hindu. Or they'll say forms of Shakti worship, right, are not Hindu. An attempt is being made, and my background has been in anthropology, to try and make Hinduism as non-existent and to present every individual view or practice of Hinduism as some form of animistic religion, which, and then to sort of put that in a regional context and say, we respect your practice of the religion, but it's not Hinduism. By this logic, I come from Assam, somebody will say that those who are in Assam, right, don't practice Hinduism. Then they'll say that the Kamakhya Mandir is not a Hindu temple. There is an attempt to sort of fragment things. My view, Amish, and I want you to expand on this, is that Hinduism is a group of philosophies, it's a view, it is truly a way of life, it is all encompassing, and it should not be bound by these wild Twitter type arguments which are now coming to the fore every day. You in the past have reacted to the Kali poster controversy, and you've said that the religion is being attacked aggressively is Hinduism. You had said that Hinduism is being aggressively attacked. And you have also used the word one-way disrespect, which is causing all the issues. Please elaborate on that in the context of this debate.
Look, a few things, in terms of the practices of Hinduism across different parts of India. I should tell you, I actually studied in Tamil Nadu. I still know a little bit of Tamil. I have read the Ponniyin Selvan, and I read it many decades ago because I got to know of it because I studied in Ooty in the 1980s, and I got to know of the books at that time. And I discovered the practices of Hinduism in Tamil Nadu. Rameshwaram is a Shaivite temple which Lord Ram had consecrated. There are priests from the south. There are communities. The string that binds us all together doesn't exist. And a perfect example can be Rajendra Chola himself, Rajaraj Chola's great son, who conquered much of Southeast Asia as well. I'm sure you must be aware, Arnab, when Rajendra Chola conquered up to Bengal in those days, the Pala Empire, he brought back the waters of the Gangaji, and he took on the name Gangai Konda, the one who brought the waters of the Ganga. And it has been described that, from what I read and heard in the 1980s, that it was a very emotional moment for Rajendra Chola. Why would that be so? If he did not feel a connection to Dharma. I, as a Shaivite, celebrate the Chola bronzes of Lord Nataraj, of Lord Shiva in his Nataraj form. And that to me unites all of us, but in a very gentle, dharmic way, not in a way that this is the one truth and all of us have to follow it. But just because our religion practices a liberal love, doesn't mean that the religion doesn't exist. That is a very unfortunate interpretation to take.
But it's happening again and again, and in the context of Tamil Nadu, fact is, since ancient times, from the times of the Sangam literature to the time of the Pallavas, then Rajaraja Chola, Vijayanagar Empire, till the present day, the reality is, Amish, the politicians of a particular hue may not like it. The reality is that Tamil Nadu has been a bastion of Hinduism. There is absolutely no doubt about it.
Arnab, once again, I would want to comment on the politics of it, but I can tell you that as a Hindu and as a Shaivite, I have visited and prayed at many temples in Tamil Nadu, in Chidambaram ji, and it was one of my most emotional moments when I prayed out there. And it's not that one felt that one was in a foreign land or in a foreign religion. And like I said, I'm a very proud devout Shaivite. It would be very surprising for someone to tell me that I, as a Shaivite, am not Hindu. And what Dr. Karan Singh said earlier, that's also true, that there were differences between Protestants and Catholics. That doesn't mean Christianity didn't exist. There were differences between Shias and Sunnis. You wouldn't draw that interpretation on Islam. So why draw? Were there differences at times between Vaishnavas and Shaivites? Yes. But they never reached the extremes that happened within sects of other religions. We all know that Protestants and Catholics in Europe in the pre-modern era, carried out ethnic cleansing against each other in their countries. That never happened in India. So there could have been differences. But at the same time, we all know that Lord Ram was also a devotee of Lord Shiva. Goddess Sita was a devotee of Lord Shiva. And Ravan was also a devotee of Lord Shiva. There is, one of the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu in the Vishnu Sahasranam is Shiva, and one of the 1,008 names of Lord Shiva, as listed in many of the Shaivite Puranas, is Vishnu. So there may have been differences at times between Vaishnavas and Shaivites, but we are one and the same, and we are both Hindus, and this attempt to divide is very unfortunate.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
झाके रे झाके झरोखे से झाके हैरत से आंखें अपनी सी दुनिया नई रंगी लागे ख्यालों की खिड़की से मन कूदे भागे झाके रे झाके झरोखे से झाके देख के दम है छोटे बड़े सारे झाके रे झाके हर कोई ताके तरक्की को टुक टुक हर कोई ताके झाके रे झाके
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि काम इंसान की जाती क्या ये उस तरीके से नहीं की
गई? वही मेरे को दुख है। मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101 का वो मर्डर है। सच्चाई बताता तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी।
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the 2-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday in this very place of the Sidra, this
Now, Anurag, it is the Nasiruddin Shah perspective of India. Next, they would say, अब हम जो पहनना चाहते पहनने नहीं देते, खाना चाहते खाने नहीं देते, सांस भी लेने नहीं देते. You know what I'm saying? अब हमारे लायंस को भी चेंज कर दिया, इनके दांत बड़े बड़े हो गए. You see, you got to understand. अनुराग भदौरिया जी, आज आपको एक तरह से क्षमा मांगनी चाहिए, माफी मांगनी चाहिए कि जो आपने जो प्रयत्न किए भारत के लोगों को गुमराह करने के लिए. मैं चाहता हूं कि आप कहें कि भारत के सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में ऐसी बातें जानी भी नहीं चाहिए. आपको कहना चाहिए हमारे जो यंग लॉयर साहब बैठे हुए हैं उनको कि टाइम वेस्ट मत कीजिए कोर्ट्स का. जी बोलिए, कहिए कहिए, पूरी स्वतंत्रता से बोलिए.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रवक्ता अभी कह रहे थे, सुन लिए ना, स्वतंत्रता तो लोकतंत्र में होनी भी चाहिए। सवाल ये है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रवक्ता महोदय कह रहे थे अभी कि शेर कैसा होना चाहिए कैसा नहीं होना चाहिए वो तो चलो माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने बता दिया कैसा होना चाहिए।
बोलने दीजिए संजू प्लीज। ओ माय गॉड मत कहिए, उनको बोलने दीजिए
कि सरकार कैसी होनी चाहिए। सरकार को कम से
मैं उनको बोल रहा हूं,
कैसी होनी चाहिए। सरकार तो ऐसी हो कम से कम कि जिसपे लोगों को यकीन हो, जब सरकार कोई फैसला ले तो लोगों को विश्वास हो जाए। सरकार
डोंट डू दिस ओ माय गॉड थिंग, लेट हिम स्पीक।
सरकार ने ऐसे
डोंट से ओ माय गॉड एंड लेट हिम स्पीक।
इसलिए लोगों को सरकार के फैसलों पे कहीं ना कहीं डाउट होता है। बात लाइन नहीं हो रही है, बात सरकार के सारे फैसलों पे होती है।
डाउट तो आपको हर चीज पे होती है ना।
जनता क्यों उंगली उठाती है सरकार के फैसलों पे? क्योंकि सरकार के फैसले कई बार ऐसे होते हैं कि सरकार फैसले अपने फायदे के अनुसार उठाती है।
ये आपकी सोच है,
अपना विश्वास नहीं जीता।
ये आपकी सोच है,
तो ये सरकार की चिंता का विषय है।
अरे सरकार ने नहीं किया,
चिंता का विषय नहीं है।
आपने पूरे लोगों को गुमराह करने की कोशिश की।
राजपथ को कर्तव्य पथ में कन्वर्ट।
Oh my God!
अब मुझे बोलने
you don't say oh my God 1 second, let him complete now।
मंजिल 2 सेकंड बोलने दीजिए। मंजिल अगर आगे है तो आगे देखिए, पीछे मुड़ के देखने से क्या फायदा।
मैं कह रहा हूं आपने कहा ना
मंजिल आगे है तो आगे देखिए ना।
आप
पीछे मुड़ के देखने से क्या
आपको एक बात कहता हूं, आपको मैं बात कहता हूं। मैं सुन
नहीं बदलेगा।
देखिए आप ना
मेरी बात में बीच में टोकेंगे।
एक मिनट रुकिए। ओ माय गॉड, एक मिनट रुकिए।
2 सेकंड दे दीजिए। मैं
स्टॉप लाफिंग लाइक दैट। मैं सीरियस डिबेट कर। अनुराग जी आप ब्रेक लगाइए, मेरी बात सुनिए।
पूरे हो जाने दीजिए।
नहीं आप ऐसे 5th गियर में शुरू करते हैं, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है। रुकिए प्लीज,
अगर मेरे
आप रुकिए, मेरी बात सुनिए ना। मैं एंकर हूं प्रोग्राम का, आई एम द एंकर ऑफ द प्रोग्राम।
ये सरकार झूठ वाली गेयर में चलती है। जो गेयर पाया नहीं जाता कि वो झूठ जुमले का गेयर है। जिसके पास झूठ जुमले का गेयर है, ऐसा गेयर तो होना ही नहीं चाहिए। झूठ जुमले के गेयर में चलने वाली सरकार है। इनकी बातों पे देश की जनता को यकीन नहीं होता तो क्या करें?
अच्छा oh my God, if you say oh my God one more time now,
देश की जनता को दिया इन्होंने 15 लाख रुपए देने की बात की थी। आप बताइए, देश को मार्केट इकोनॉमी में ले जाएंगे, ले गए किसान।
आप रुक जाइए ना, अभी किसान इकोनॉमी में चले। मुझे पता है आपको, मुझे पता है आप किस लाइन पे जा रहे हैं।
This man is always out of syllabus.
अरे ये तो स्टॉप नो संजू।
यार कमाल है, झूठ बोलने की आदत है सरकार को। सरकार कभी भी आपने देखा होगा जहाँ पे जो
यही आपकी राजनीति है। इसीलिए उत्तर प्रदेश में धज्जियां उड़ गई। आपके लाल टोपी वाले अखिलेश यादव की धज्जियां उड़ गई उत्तर प्रदेश में। यहाँ बैठकर बीजेपी को भाषण देना बंद करिए।
देश के मुद्दों पे बात कहाँ करना चाहती है? आप बात नहीं करना चाहते महंगाई के ऊपर। की बात करते थे 500 रुपए का सिलेंडर दे रहे थे, आज 1200 रुपए मिलता है। तो सरकार की किस बात पे यकीन करें? सरकार ने तो बोला था, सरकार ने बोला था हम यहाँ शौचालय बनाएंगे।
आप दोनों रुक जाइए।
यहाँ शौचालय में पानी नहीं है, दीवार नहीं है।
नो एक मिनट, अभी मैं म्यूट कर दूंगा ऑडियो, तो आपको बुरा लगेगा। मगर आप में और इलॉन मस्क में सिमिलैरिटी क्या है पता है आपको? सुन लीजिए, आप में और इलॉन मस्क में सिमिलरिटी है कि इलॉन मस्क की गाड़ियों में ड्राइवर की जरूरत नहीं होती और आप और संजू वर्मा के लिए एंकर की जरूरत नहीं होती। आप रुक जाइए। अब मैं इनको बुला रहा हूं, प्रतीक सोम और अभिषेक सुधीर को। ये जरा युवा नेता उभरते हुए दोनों को भी बोलने का मौका दे। देखिए, द फैक्ट इज ऑन अ सीरियस नोट, Abhishek and Pratik, I am concerned about the narrative that goes outside the country. See, in India we know all this. But outside the country, when you say it is not Satyameva Jayate, it is Sanghi Meva Jayate, then somebody in these Western rags will say that, you know, the terrible government has changed the national emblem, and people believe it. See, you know it's a joke. Abhishek, you know it's a lie. You know it is post-truth. And your talent and your quality is that you're able to amplify a lie with a poker face, with a straight face. But outside the country, Pratik, somebody will write an editorial believing this negativity brigade. Pratik, you need to tell Abhishek about that. Let's discuss that seriously. Why, Sharmila, what a day. What's going on? What happened in court?
Well, in court, the police asked for remand. And of course, we fought against it, and we won eventually. But the people of India should know what's happening in the state of Telangana. In the state of Telangana, while Mr. KCR has always claimed that the people of Telangana live in a state of bliss, that is not true, and therefore I have gone on a walkathon, of which I have completed 3,500 kilometers of this walkathon, just to throw light on the issues, on the problems faced by this, by my people.
You know, viewers, I want to play the pictures in case you missed it earlier today. She was sitting in a car. Her car was towed away while she was sitting inside it. Why? Because she was protesting against KCR. I mean, KCR, what are you doing? KTR, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then you send this force to break open the car. I mean, it's crazy. There is this car which is being taken away. She's inside the car. They've taken it away. She's not moving out. So she's feisty. But I think what's reflecting in all of this is a great deal of insecurity of KCR. There she is. These are the pictures you may have missed earlier today. She's sitting there coolly. The media is sitting behind her. The problem is that in the national media, all of these things don't come out. All they're bothered about is what's happening in the national capital region. They're obsessed about Arvind Kejriwal. I don't know why, but they don't talk about what's happening in Hyderabad. I think the media should really look at what's going on there. It's crazy. People who talk about assault on democracy should look at what happened with Sharmila today. But Sharmila, where's your mother? Was she also restrained? We heard she was also detained or restrained.
She was detained too. She was house arrested. So yesterday what happened was that since I began this walkathon, and there's immense response from the people of Telangana, the KCR government has not been able to tolerate it. Once and again, they have protested. They have come up against us. They have burnt our flexis. They have opposed us in every constituency. But the people have adored us and welcomed us. So this Padayatra was going on until yesterday. It turned really, really violent when they actually burnt my bus. They burned my bus, they broke the windshield of the bus, they broke the windshields of the other cars, they almost ran over my people with their vehicles, they beat up my people with rods and things like that. And
I tell you one thing. I tell you one thing. When I look at these pictures, it reminds me what happened in Maharashtra some time back, and everybody knows that that was a suicidal move by Uddhav, the way that they were behaving. But another picture I want to show you, viewers, she's got a tour bus. It has been set on fire. It's madness, madness. And I want to tell you, KCR, I know that, you do a lot of subsidized programming on news channels. I know that a lot of sort of national channels, you pay crores of rupees apparently to do branded content on those. Fine, go ahead and do it. But I request those channels to show these pictures. Her tour bus has been set on fire. What is the national media doing? They're not even reporting it. They're pretending it doesn't happen. She's a leader. She has a right to be there. You don't like her, that's fine. Fight her politically. You arrest her workers, okay, but they burn the tour bus. This is crazy. I think it's madness. But are you also deliberately provoking them? Today I'm going to move to the debate. I thank you, Sharmila. We will connect again. And straight question, Ravala Sridhar Reddy, what are you insecure about? Thank you, Sharmila. Mr. Sridhar Reddy, why are you doing this to her? What are you doing? I mean, have you seen these pictures? You smile after all of this. Is it funny?
No,
is it funny? What you did today, was it funny? It's too authoritarian. It's too authoritarian. It's not going to go down well. Yes, please.
It's a big joke.
What's the big joke?
Listen to me. It's a big joke.
This FIR is not a joke.
It's a precious airtime to an entity which is a no entity, sir, in Telangana. Neither Telangana people are bothered.
I'm not talking about how much of a political entity she is. I'm talking about what was if she's a non-entity, why do you...
Please listen to me.
No, if she's a non-entity, why is she being attacked like this?
As Sharmila spoke for 10 minutes.
Sharmila is saying something. 1 minute. Sharmila is saying something.
Let me answer that.
Sharmila is on. Is she on? I heard.
Why is the TRS party attacking a non-entity? Why are you arresting a non-entity then? Please answer my question.
First of all, stop these dramas, madam.
You feel I am a threat to you. You feel that I am spoiling your chances.
When you are speaking on
not only in the state but in the center.
What are you for Telangana?
That's exactly why you are attacking me.
Mind your language. You are calling an honorable chief minister. Check your history.
Exactly why you arrested me.
You are saying
did I talk about the chief minister?
Who are you all? Where have you come from? Who are you? What are you for Telangana?
That is it. Is that a silly democracy?
Mind your language. This is not the way to speak. Address the chief minister. Don't try to show your Hinduism in Telangana. We are
How
not going to
shameless
yield.
can you be to ignore all these promises? And you have the audacity to say
the
that
high
I am a
security
non-entity?
zone. Will your brother keep quiet if you go to
Look at
Tadepalli and does
yourself
the
in the
same?
mirror. Who is the non?
What have you done yesterday in Narsampeta? What
People
was
know
your
your name.
language?
People
What
know
was
who
your
you are.
questioning?
People know you as a
What were
fighter
you
for
questioning?
Telangana. People know
What
you as
are
a
you
fighter
for
for the
Telangana?
people.
What is your contribution?
People know me as a fighter
You
for
are saying
Telangana. People
Kaleswaram.
know me as the one who's walked 3,500 kilometers for the people.
I suggest you. You
don't need to suggest me anything. I don't need your suggestions.
3,500 kilometers.
I do not need your suggestions.
We have not
You can
disturbed
just
you.
wind up and
Nobody
go.
disturbed you.
Praise your KCR. That's what you're best
I don't
doing.
even have to suggest you.
That's what you're best
You
doing.
are noble to Telangana first.
Let's do
First,
that.
correct
Let's do
your
that.
language.
Let's do that. You are incompetent to
When you
fulfill the
address my
promises
chief
you made to the
minister,
people of Telangana.
Telangana chief minister,
You
address
are
with respect.
incompetent to even
Respect is
fulfill your
mutual.
own promises.
Respect is mutual.
What honor
You
is
tried
there
to
in you?
trespass
What
a high
honor
security
is there
zone,
in you or in
which
your chief
nobody can
minister?
keep quiet. If it
Why
is
haven't you
Sharmila or
fulfilled
anybody
the
else,
promises to the people?
the police will not
I am
keep
not
quiet.
fighting here for my honor.
You are saying
I am
goons.
asking
Who
you
are
about
you?
the
Okay, one minute. Mr. Reddy, 1 minute. Mr. Reddy, 1 minute. Sharmila, Mr. Reddy, 1 minute. Sharmila, I have a question for you. First of all, Mr. Reddy, she's not used any, she may be speaking very strongly, but she's not used objectionable language. She's not used objectionable language. You have called her a rowdy. But you called her a rowdy.
Shall I use the same language?
No, but you called her a rowdy.
Shall I use the same language?
No, you did call her a rowdy.
We are giving her respect.
No,
being a lady.
No, you called her a rowdy.
No, I did not. Sorry. I did not. Don't unnecessarily attribute what I have not spoken.
You are the people who
She
are
was
talking
speaking.
about respecting
I was
women.
only
You are
asking
the
her
people talking about
maintain
respecting
the
women. Look at
decorum
my face.
while addressing
Okay, Mr. Reddy, Mr. Reddy, 1 minute. I have a question for you, Sharmila. Mr. Reddy, hold on 1 minute. Sharmila, I have a question for you. Mr. Reddy, 1 minute. Mr. Reddy, 1 minute. Sharmila, let's go to the moot point, okay? Now, he said 4 or 5 times right now. Mr. Revela Sridhar Reddy, who's a TRS leader, he holds a ministerial position in the government, I'm told, an equivalent position. He said that you are violating a security zone, and he says that you are trying to trespass. So he makes a technically strong case against you, say you are trying to trespass and get into, try and question the security, or try and question's not the right word, try and break into the security ring of the chief minister. You need to respond to that, Sharmila. And Mr. Reddy, you need to hear it. And this is a lot of people watching from across Hyderabad tonight, watching Republic, want to hear a debate. And I appreciate she came on a one-on-one, but she's staying on a debate with you. So this is a very democratic situation where across the people of Hyderabad, across the people of the entire country, for the first time this kind of debate is happening. So we must hear each other. Sharmila, did you try to trespass? Do you want to respond to the allegation of trespass? Mr. Reddy, let her respond to the allegation of trespass. She's responding to your allegation, Mr. Reddy. Let her respond to your allegation, Mr. Reddy. Then you respond to her. Yes.
Of course, yes.
So when you go to a governor's office, there is a representative counter there where you can submit your petition. When you go to the CBI office, there is an office there, front office there, where you can submit your petition. In order to give a petition like that, a representation to a government representative, you do not necessarily need an appointment. The same way the chief minister. This is an official position. The chief minister of the state of Telangana had to see what he did to a woman who was doing a padayatra. They actually burnt my bus. They actually destroyed my vehicles, and we wanted to parade it right in front of his own eyes. The whole point was to just give a memorandum there. How are we not law-abiding citizens? We are not even the one who obstructed the traffic. These are the people who obstructed us, caused the traffic jam, and then arrested me.
So when someone puts an RTI application in 2013, they want the details of the narco analysis that has been carried out, singularly in the case of, say, one Malegaon accused, Sudhakar Chaturvedi. And the document says that it is following up on a CD of a narco analysis that has been conducted on Lieutenant Colonel Shrikant Purohit, which has been submitted to the ATS. RTI reply in the first paragraph says, we don't have any information. We don't even have any information, it says, on whether narco analysis tests have been carried out. at all or not. We don't have information on the narco analysis on Sudhakar, Omkarnath Chaturvedi or Ramesh Upadhyay or Shrikant Purohit. Now, question being, did the ATS not have the narco tests of the rest? Did they not have the narco test of Shrikant Purohit? Shawan?
Why was it not brought on record? Why was it not brought on record? That's the most important thing.
The reason being this, now all the accused, in fact Samir Kulkarni who's joining us can also come in a little later and tell you the fact here is that
Vivek has started talking over you already, Shawan. Vivek, can you kindly let Shawan complete? It's very important just hold on. This information goes out in public domain.
Now the reason, the authenticity of the narco analysis is in a CD. So the Malegaon accused, they are now going to the court and they are saying that please give us a copy of the CD.
Yes.
And they are saying, in return, they are being told that you can't be given because it was never relied upon.
Why was it not relied upon?
And the question is that their investigation goes complete. The truth comes out. The truth comes out in the narco analysis test. That's why the police essentially relies on it. But in this particular case, it wasn't done.
You are compelled to give it. There is a Supreme Court judgment. Sasikala was a state of Karnataka where even not relied on documents have to be given to the defendant if they want it.
And MR, there is more. MR, let me explain this out. No, 1 minute. Lokesh, before you continue, I'll bring Sanju on the left, but I want Alisha to share something also. Just one very important point I want to share before I come to you, Sanju, because the details are only beginning to come out. And viewers, I have no doubt that the people of this country will eventually remember the reporting we are putting out tonight. You see, viewers, we have with us a plea which has been filed by Malegaon accused Ramesh Upadhyay in the City and Sessions Court of Greater Bombay on 1st September 2012. There is a 10-page document. He explains his reasons for seeking the narco analysis reports. He says, and I'm holding it up, viewers, in my hand here. He says that the narco analysis will serve as his defense. I will go to page 6 of this, Alisha. And you can read this part out. I'll hand it over to you. What he says, Ramesh Upadhyay. You can read this part out, which we have underlined. It's fantastic. He says in page 6, I've underlined the part. He is saying why I want the details of the narco analysis report. I mean, the man has a right. He's an accused. Chidambaram and company want to hang him. He has a right as a citizen of India to say, can you please produce the narco analysis report? Can you read out page 6.6, please, Alisha? What
yes, Arnab. So it's clearly mentioned that I sought it through the Honorable Court. On rejection, I went to the Honorable High Court at both places. Prosecution said that they are not relying on the report.
They are not relying on the report, okay.
I was not seeking the report for reliance of the prosecution. I was seeking it to defend.
So he wants the report to defend. But very interestingly, Sanju, the report has vanished. It's vanished. In the UPA 2 term, the report on the basis of which they are doing the investigation has vanished. And on page 5, a very telling statement, Ramesh Upadhyay says, see page 5, there's a very telling statement. Ramesh Upadhyay says, the narco analysis report, my daughter is married to a Christian family and therefore I will never be communal. He wants to say, I'm not a communal man. I'm not a saffron terrorist. I'm not a Hindutva terrorist, as Chidambaram and Sushil Shinde and Sonia Gandhi's government wanted us to believe. But where's the narco report, Alisha? Where's the narco report? That 2008 paper, what does it show?
Well, Arnab, I just need to show you, this is the clarification regarding notice issued by DG and IG, which clearly says that Colonel Purohit was subjected for narco analysis with regards to Malegaon blast.
Correct.
The ATS Mumbai has framed the question related to the blast. The question given by ATS did not have anything related to Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ashram. Hence, such questions were never asked for Colonel Purohit during narco analysis. The original CD, as per the directions of the court, has already been submitted to ATS. The report will be prepared after the CD is submitted back for the preparation of the report.
So this is one more proof, and now I'll begin the debate. The letter by the doctor who conducted the narco analysis, the director of the forensic science laboratory in Madiwala in Bengaluru, then signed by the assistant director of the forensic laboratory, reveals that the original CD, as per the directions of the court, has been submitted to the ATS. ATS refuses to use the report. ATS withholds the narco test. ATS does not send the original reports. ATS hides the report. ATS does not make the narco analysis report public, and ATS buries the narco analysis report. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a huge lie. The entire case is a fraud. आप इस बारे में सोचिए, अगर मैं पूछूं कि हमारी एजेंसियां इतनी ख़राब है, हमारी एजेंसियां से ख़राब कोई चीज़ ही नहीं है, तो ये बताइए कौन सी भारतीय एजेंसी ने ओसामा बिन लादेन को फिक्स किया? किस भारतीय एजेंसी ने अयमान अल-जवारी के खिलाफ झूठे सबूत लाए? आप समझने की कोशिश कीजिए। वास्तविकता कुछ अलग है, वास्तविकता अलग है। इस मुद्दे पे अगर मैं पूछूं आपको, और मैं चाहता हूं कि आप इस बात को बिल्कुल न्यूट्रल तरीके से देखें, 29 विटनेस हॉस्टाइल हो चुके हैं, 29 विटनेस हॉस्टाइल हो चुके हैं, यानी कि केस गिर चुकी है। हाजी साहब, अब बस कोर्ट का कहने में कमी है, ये झूठ थी, ये प्रमाणित हो गई है।
नहीं अर्नब, बिल्कुल
मैं तो इसी केस के बारे में कह रहा हूं ना हाजी साहब, ये जो हिंदू टेररिज्म, हिंदू आतंकवाद की थ्योरी को लपेट के चुनाव में, हर चुनाव में कहा जाता था हिंदू आतंकवादी है, आतंकवादी हिंदू टेररिज्म। आवाज नहीं आ रही।
इस्लाम से क्या ताल्लुक?
मैं आपके मुद्दे में बाद में आऊंगा, पहले क्या हाजी साहब, इसका हाजी साहब एक मिनट, संजू है आपके साथ डिबेट में,
इस्लामिक टेररिज्म पर डिबेट नहीं कर रहे हैं।
उन्हीं ने सरकार के प्रेशर में, एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के प्रेशर में ये रिपोर्ट दी। यही तो साबित होता है ना आपकी रिपोर्ट से।
आप मुझे ये बताइए हाजी साहब, एक बताए, आप मेरी बात सुनिए, उसके बाद में संजू आपके पास आ रहा हूं। ये जो तस्वीरें मैं ऑन एयर दिखा रहा हूं, देखिए हाजी साहब, इस बात को ना मैं हिंदू की तौर से, ना आप मुसलमान की तौर से इसको देखेंगे, हम इसको भारतीय नागरिक होते हुए हम इस विजुअल को देखेंगे। आप मुझे बताइए, आज ये जो तस्वीरें हैं, इनके नाम है साध्वी प्रज्ञा। अगर ये सारी केस इनके खिलाफ झूठी थी, क्योंकि सारे विटनेस हॉस्टाइल हो गए, पूरी नार्को रिपोर्ट ही झूठी निकली, उस पर रिलाई नहीं की गई, यानी कि पूरी केस फर्जी थी, तो आपको क्या लगता नहीं है बुरा कि हाजी साहब, इनको हमने हिंदू आतंकवादी कहा पिछले 20 सालों से, 15-20 सालों से इनको हमने कहा कि ये हिंदू आतंकवादी है साध्वी प्रज्ञा।
बिल्कुल
आपको खराब नहीं लगता हाजी साहब?
नहीं,
आप मुझे नहीं बताइए, आज
इस केस को रीओपन होना चाहिए। मैं मांगता हूं कि इस केस को रीओपन होना चाहिए। इसमें जितने भी जिम्मेदार थे उन सबको सजा होनी चाहिए। अगर ऐसा किया गया है तो यही वक्त होगा कि इस केस को रीओपन होना चाहिए, और इनमें जितने भी अधिकारी, जितनी भी एजेंसियों के जो अधिकारी थे, या पॉलिटिकल पार्टियों के नेता थे, या चाहे हमारा चीफ मिनिस्टर और प्राइम मिनिस्टर ही क्यों ना था, उसके ऊपर भी केस चलना चाहिए।
तो खोलिए उस समय के चीफ मिनिस्टर, प्राइम मिनिस्टर पर सवाल उठाइए। जी, संजू आ रही है डिबेट में, उसके बाद सब बिल्कुल
आपके चैनल के माध्यम से सवाल उठा रहा हूं। अगर ये सब कुछ झूठा था आपकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के हिसाब से, तो बिल्कुल
हो जाइए, मुझे बोलने दीजिए। हाजी साहब शांत हो जाइए, मैंने आपकी बात बड़े धैर्य से सुनी, अभी मुझे बोलने दीजिए। धन्यवाद। और सिंस ही स्पोक इन हिंदी, लेट मी रिप्लाई इन हिंदी। पहली बात तो ये, आप जो कहते हैं कि आतंक को धर्म के आईने से नहीं देखना चाहिए, तो मैं आपको यह कह दूं कि रैडिकल इस्लामिस्ट टेरर एक हकीकत है, और ये मैं नहीं कह रही, ये बीजेपी नहीं कहती। अभी चुप हो जाइए, बीच में टोकिए मत, बीच में टोकिए मत।
ये भी हकीकत था, अगर वो हकीकत है तो ये भी हकीकत था।
This man is going on and on and on. No, please सुनिए।
नहीं, हिंदी में बात कीजिए।
आपको मैंने टोका नहीं, आप कभी थोड़ी देर धैर्य से मेरी बात सुनिए।
इसका मतलब ये इस वजह से ये लाइसेंस नहीं मिल जाता आपको क्या?
एक मिनट हाजी साहब आप आज देखिए हाजी साहब, आज सब लोग भावुक तो होंगे ना। नहीं एक मिनट हाजी साहब, एक मिनट संजू दो, एक मिनट दीजिए, मैं कंट्रोल करता हूं डिबेट को, एक मिनट हाजी साहब देखिए, आज बहुत लोग भावुक होंगे और उसका कारण मैं आपको बताता हूं, है ना, क्योंकि 15 सालों से ये कांग्रेस, ये वाड्रा कांग्रेस की सरकार और उनके सारे मंत्री विशेष उनके पुलिस अफसरों ने कहा है कि हिंदू आतंकवादी है, आतंकवादी हिंदू है। और ये जो हमारे साथ बैठे हैं ना समीर कुलकर्णी, है ना, जो खड़े हैं इस बार आप देख रहे हैं ना स्क्रीन पे, ये कहते हैं कि समीर कुलकर्णी एक बहुत बड़ा हिंदू आतंकवादी है, खूंखार आदमी है, कभी भी किसी को मार सकता है, ऐसी थ्योरी बनाई गई। नहीं समीर साहब, मैं आपके बारे में नहीं कह रहा, मैं कह रहा हूं थ्योरी जो बनाई गई,
बता दीजिए ना,
थ्योरी बनाई गई ना कि सारे आतंकवादी है, तो लोग तो भावुक होंगे।
और अब हाजी साहब ने कहा कि इस्लामिक टेरर नामक कोई चीज है ही नहीं, तो उनको याद दिला दूं कि ये संजू वर्मा या बीजेपी या आरएसएस नहीं, यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने कहा है कि दुनिया की 10 सबसे बड़ी आतंकी संगठनों में से 9 संगठनें रैडिकल इस्लामिस्ट हैं। चाहे अलकायदा की बात करिए, आईएसआईएस की बात करिए, बोको हराम की बात करिए, लश्कर तोयबा की बात करिए, जमात दावा की बात करिए, जैशे मोहम्मद की बात करिए, ये सब इस्लामिक संगठनें हैं। अलकायदा इस्लामिक संगठन है या नहीं?
नहीं है।
लश्कर तोयबा इस्लामिक संगठन है?
इस्लामिस्ट कह रही है।
बोको हराम इस्लामिक संगठन है या नहीं? जमात दावा इस्लामिक संगठन है या नहीं? जैशे मोहम्मद
ये जो आपके यहाँ इस्लाम की डिफिनेशन होगी उस हिसाब से होगा आरएसएस की। ये आरएसएस के इस्लाम की डिफिनेशन में इस्लामिक संगठन आते होंगे।
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the 2-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि आम इंसान की जाती, क्या ये उस तरीके से नहीं की गई?
नहीं की गई, वही मेरे को दुख है। मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101 तक का वो मर्डर है। सच्चाई बताता तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी।
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the 2-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
Conspiratorial. It reeks of professional jealousy, but it stinks. Swapnil and Ishkaran, the only word, it stinks. Absolutely. Of a conspiracy, and today that channel has lost its voice.
Yes.
Do you think the people of the country are not noticing this, Swapnil?
Arnab, everybody has been noticing since the past 2 years as to what has been going on, what has gone on with you. When I remember those days when you were behind bars, I think those were the blackest days of my life. I have never seen, or I have never been so disappointed, disgusted, and crestfallen. I have seen many battles, faced many battles in my life, but that was the toughest one. And my eyes still well up when I think about it. But I want to go past that and think of it, as some sort of a resurrection, in the sense of that you've come out larger than life, you've come out stronger. The Republic Network has come out stronger with global ambitions, which I'm glad that you announced during Republic Bharat Summit. Now, as far as the conspiracy aspect is concerned, I hope the CBI does its job without fear or favor. It doesn't stop midway. And it does its job, because criminal conspiracy is the key thing. I'm not interested in what the Enforcement Directorate looks out for 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees or whatever it is, or what cash they gave. When I spoke to people about this, they said, when I told them in my legal fraternity that 500 rupees de rahe the Republic TV, he said, kya baat kar rahe hain? Hum log to abhi tak wo 500 rupees dekh rahe hain. Hum log ko actually unko paisa dena chahiye, unko dekhne ke liye, because those are the superstars of journalism. So I said, that is true. And all you have to do is just switch on the channel. You don't have to pay them any money. That's how they work. And, their advertisers do the job, and that's 1,000 people that Arnab Goswami is feeding across the entire Republic Empire. And it's, Arnab, it is shocking, it is shameful that media or any other media today is remaining silent, even through its newspapers. It is disgusting. I have never seen this kind of professional rivalry, professional jealousy.
You mean they haven't put it out in their website also? They're blacking this out.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes,
That's
Arnab,
crazy, Ishkaran. How can they do that, Ishkaran? How can a media group do that? How can you do that?
Arnab, I remember the morning that cop who was in jail raided you. My phone didn't stop ringing, and I thought the only TRP scam Republic can be involved in, yes, your viewership being shown lower than it actually is. Because I think the entire India was calling that day when they were raiding you. So that could be the only scam, that your viewership is being suppressed or decreased. Now let me come to this case, Arnab. Satyamev Jayate and public vindication is always the best thing.
Thank you.
But one fact which, Arnab, I would request you as a lawyer, and I would want to do that if you want to do that, malicious prosecution as well as damages on the people who tried to fix you, so that a lesson is learned in India that if you try to use force, conspiracy to fix somebody, and lot of documents will come in during that process of how you've been taught to be fixed by the government in power, by the police officers, by your rivals. What an unholy combination has gotten together just because you are popular, or just because you loudly speak about investigation into issues they don't want to be investigated. That is your duty.
No, but I feel Ishkaran, I feel duty bound. I feel duty bound almost as I'm listening to you, Gaurav. I feel duty bound to take this matter to court at the highest level, because I have no doubt that the Supreme Court will award damages in any case of malicious prosecution, given the fact that there is such stunning evidence that is coming out right now. This is a case of institutional persecution. And I have every intention to seek justice in every matter on this. And I'm getting swathed with calls since morning, Bernali and Gaurav. I'm getting swathed with calls saying, Arnab, don't let go. Don't let go. Do it for us.
When this case was registered against you, on the same day I was on your channel. And on the same day I have spoken also this thing, that we are having no political vendetta with any journalist.
Truly, are you not?
Are you not? Police has got some information.
So you
police is investigating.
Yes, what he says right
now. Investigating.
Wow. Now he pleads innocent.
Listen.
Now he pleads innocent.
Listen.
The Republic of no time and again, sir, आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
It is in your record.
आज तो सच बोल दीजिए. आज तो सच बोल दीजिए.
I was only the person. I was only the political person who appeared on your channel on that day.
आपको पता था कि conspiracy है. आपको पता था झूठी स्टोरी है. आपको पता था कि पुलिस ऑफिसर आपके कहने पर ये सारे हंगामे कर रहे हैं, लोगों को जेल में डाल रहे हैं, पीट रहे हैं उनको. क्या बात? कैसे मालूम नहीं था आपको?
अरे सर,
अरे भाई साहब,
अरे सर, इस देश को क्यों गुमराह करने का काम कर रहे हैं आप? अभी मुद्दे पे बात होनी चाहिए. ये कैसे पता लगेगा कि कांस्पिरेसी है?
दिख रहा था.
ये कैसे पता लगेगा कांस्पिरेसी है जब पुलिस कमिश्नर प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में
क्या ये टीआरपी का केस बोल रहा है? टीआरपी का केस जेल में डालने वाला केस था क्या? टीआरपी का केस लोगों को मारपीट करने का, जेल में डालने का था क्या? उनके ऊपर एफआईआर डालने का ये केस था क्या? टीआरपी का केस मान लीजिए सच था, क्या आप इंडिया टुडे के लोगों को जेल में डालेंगे आज? नहीं डालेंगे, क्योंकि केस था ही नहीं क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस का। आपने उसको क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस बनाया, आपकी पार्टी ने बनाया, आपकी गवर्नमेंट बनाया। आपके नवाब मलिक ने कहा कि अर्नब गोस्वामी को खुदकशी करनी पड़ेगी, ये आपके मिनिस्टर ने कहा, आपको फिर भी कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं मिली।
अरे say something
Let me be graceful, sir. आज तो ग्रेस दिखा दीजिए, आज तो सत्ता भी नहीं आपके पास।
Why you are making?
अरे आप आज तो ग्रेस दिखा दीजिए, कह दीजिए गलती हो गई।
ग्रेस
आज तो ग्रेस दिखा दीजिए, तो सत्ता भी नहीं आपके पास।
क्यों गलती हो गई? गलती किसने की? हमारी गलती इसमें क्या है? हमारी गलती क्या है? आज
आपकी गलती क्या है?
2 साल तक अर्नब गोस्वामी को परेशान किया, क्या नरेंद्र मोदी जी माफी मांगेंगे? क्या अमित शाह साहब माफी मांगेंगे? क्या बात करते हैं आप? अगर एक पुलिस कमिश्नर को इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहा है, गलत बात मत करिए,
मुझे बताइए,
गलत बात मत करिए।
आप मारपीट करते हैं, पुलिस स्टेशन में मारपीट करते हैं?
मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं कि पुलिस मारपीट करती है, क्या इसके लिए होम मिनिस्टर को आप जिम्मेदार ठहराएंगे?
बिल्कुल मारपीट हुई,
मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया को जिम्मेदार
नवाब मलिक को मारपीट हुई,
अभी दिल्ली के अंदर मारपीट की है, दिल्ली में मारपीट हुई। तो आप
want to
अमित शाह साहब को,
I want to, देखिए एक मिनट viewers, I want to read out a couple of, 1 second please, if you may please stop 1 minute please. I want to read out a few words today. These are the golden words. Please 1 minute please sir. Sir आप जरा ब्रिजमोहन जी मुझे जरा इत्मीनान से कुछ कहने दीजिए प्लीज।
ब्रिजमोहन जी
I want to tell you, ब्रिजमोहन जी आपको एक बात मैं खुलकर कहना चाहता हूँ। मैं कुछ कह रहा हूँ, मेरी बात सुनिए ब्रिजमोहन जी, खुलकर कुछ एक कहना चाहता हूँ, मेरी बात सुनिए, थोड़ी बड़ी बात कहूंगा, सुनिए आप, मैं कुछ कहना चाहता हूँ। आप और आपकी सरकार और आपके एमबीए के जितने घटक दल हैं, ये हमसे डरते हैं क्योंकि सच्चाई हमारे साथ है और हम किसी से डरते नहीं। इसीलिए चार्जशीट से पहले और चार्जशीट के बाद आपके आपके लोगों ने कोशिश की, और मैं खुद, और 1 मिनट सुनिए, हम किसी से नहीं डरते क्योंकि हमने कुछ गलत नहीं किया। आपको डरना चाहिए। आपके पार्टी के लोग दाऊद इब्राहिम के साथ कनेक्टेड है कि नहीं है? आपके पार्टी के लोग दाऊद इब्राहिम के साथ कनेक्टेड है कि नहीं है? आपके पार्टी के लोग टाइगर मेमन के लोगों के साथ कनेक्टेड है कि नहीं है? आपके पार्टी के लोग आज जेल में है कि नहीं है? अनिल देशमुख ने षड्यंत्र की कि नहीं की? आप मुझे बताइए किस तरह की केस नवाब मलिक के खिलाफ है, संजय राउत के खिलाफ है? आप सबका उखाड़ देना चाहते हैं। मैं खुलकर आपको कह रहा हूं, बुरा न माने मान्यवर, आप किसी का कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकते, आप कुछ उखाड़ नहीं सकते, आप कुछ उखाड़ नहीं सकते। आप मेरी बात समझ रहे हैं ना? आप समझ रहे हैं ना? आप उखाड़ने की कोशिश मत कीजिए। आप ठीक है, जो तो आप क्यों कह रहे हैं मैं नहीं डरता हूं, मैं नहीं डरता हूं। मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूं, याद रखिए ब्रिजमोहन जी, याद रखिए ब्रिजमोहन जी, लोग देख रहे हैं ना। आप वैसे भी एक्सपोज हो चुके हैं। आप अपने आप को क्यों एक्सपोज करना चाहते हैं? I want to read out a few lines, viewers. I want to read out a few lines, viewers. आप जरा वॉल्यूम आप जरा अपना वॉल्यूम कम कीजिए। I want to read out a few lines. दोस्तों, I want to say something to the media, to my friends in the media. वैसे unlike them, Gaurav, I don't respond with this language, but they were so happy. One of those people, Hafiz Saeed's favorite journalist, said, I want to have a bucket of ice cream tonight. I said, have a bucket of ice cream every day. The day I was arrested, they said, I want to have a bucket of ice cream. I will send buckets of ice cream today, have it. But at least report it. They said the following words. और उन्होंने सोचा हमें चुभेगी, चुभती नहीं है। आज पर्दाफाश हुआ है। चुपती नहीं है मगर याद रहती है। गौरव कहा, रिपब्लिक टीवी टीआरपी चोर है आज तक। पैसा फेंको, टीआरपी खरीदो आज तक। टीआरपी की चोरी, देश से धोखा आज तक। और एंकर ने हंसते हुए कहा एंड में, जब मैं घर से निकल रहा था गाड़ी में, मेरे शॉट्स को देखते हुए कहा, जवाब नहीं है सवाल का। अब क्या कहते हैं? मैं गाड़ी में बैठा हूं, आप एक्साइटेड हो रहे हैं, शॉर्ट्स को देखकर और कह रहे हैं जवाब नहीं है, जवाब नहीं है। आज आपका जवाब है. Why doesn't Aaj Tak do a program on this? I would really appreciate it. In fact, I want to make an offer tonight, Gaurav, that I will come on the program and Gaurav Arya will come with. क्यों Gaurav? We'll both go.
बिल्कुल.
On India Today Aaj Tak. उनकी रेटिंग भी ज़्यादा हो जाएंगी. We will give our perspective. हम तो, you know, Swapnil, we are good people. We want to support the truth, so we'll go on the channel. But I am reading out their lines. They are cringing today. They are cringing today. By the way, Chandrasekhar Jha of the Shiv Sena, where is Uddhav Thackeray and why is he not issuing a statement right now? He was so supportive of Sachin Waze. He said Sachin Waze is not Osama bin Laden. He was supportive of him. Where is he tonight? Why doesn't he talk about it? It is his responsibility, isn't it, if he was fabricating evidence? The Gujarat government, the BJP government in Gujarat thought that if we release these 11, either the media will not notice it or we will say we have a technical reason to release them. The fact is, there is no technical reason to release. The release has happened because there is a jail board committee. In the jail board committee, there are 2 BJP MLAs. The jail board committee and therefore the BJP MLAs and therefore the BJP has decided to release Bilkis Bano's rapists.
Well, Arnab, the message today is that you can gang rape and you can get remission. You can be released. The message today is that you can murder and you can be released. The law which was brought after Nirbhaya means nothing today. Why nobody from the center is speaking today? Why nobody is saying the state has done wrong? Why is this silence? Because women doesn't matter. Because gang rapes and rape culture is an acceptable phenomena in this country. Because we are not bothered about
Please don't
these
take it that
women
far.
going and butchering Bilkis Bano tomorrow. We are not bothered about that. We are not bothered about any woman in this country. There's no respect for dignity of women. I'm absolutely appalled since the day that is too on 15th of August. We were celebrating our constitution which gives us equality. We are proud. We are really, really proud of our nation, our democracy, our justice delivery system. But is this justice? Can anyone today on this panel say this is justice? Can anyone really support such an idea of remission that you can just release them just like that? And also the biggest question today is that what is going to happen to all the rapists who are behind the bar?
No, I take this particular case and thank you for the question. Rahul wanted to intervene. I just want to say something, Rahul, before you intervene. If we are going to determine law based on the religion of the victim or the religion of the perpetrators, and if we are going to say, I'll be very direct today, Rahul, that Bilkis Bano is a Muslim. No, I'll be very clear about it. You may not want to hear it, but I will say it. Because if we don't say it, I don't know who will. No political party has the guts before the Gujarat election to speak openly. All opportunistic. Parties who speak in Delhi are quiet in Gujarat. Is this any crime? 11 men gang rape a 20-year-old? And not just that, they are convicted under due process of law. And should I forget, Rahul, that not only did they gang rape her, they smashed her 3-year-old daughter's head on a stone, broke her skull, and then proceeded, after that proceeded to gang rape Bilkis and gang rape her to the point where she lost consciousness.
Arnab,
and then one minute. I want the Chief Minister of Gujarat to say I did it. I challenge the Chief Minister of Gujarat to come on television and say I did it. For he cannot say today, Rahul, I did not know that this happened. Because the 2 BJP MLAs are from Godhra and the adjoining constituency. A state government could have rejected the advisory committee recommendations. And on what basis Shraddha Nigam were two BJP MLAs made part of the advisory committee? Was there prejudice and political bias not obvious?
Absolutely.
Were the recommendations of the advisory committee binding, Mr. Chief Minister of Gujarat? Tell me. You see, you people are citing the law as if we are all fools. This is not law. This is absolute discretion. And it's a moment today in our history if we remain quiet about this. Yes, please, Rahul, go ahead. I'm sorry I took your turn.
No, please. Arnabji, one part of my heart goes out to you, and I love Arnab Goswami for that outrage he expresses, and I respect Ranjanaji's words for it. Just one submission. What happened to Bilkis Bano is absolutely horrifying and shameful, and any Indian, whether they belong to any community, will have a spine-chilling moment when they remember her effort. And I absolutely don't agree with the particular community color marks regarding the rapist by one particular person I would not like to name. They were telling they were from some particular community. Those kind of remarks should be avoided. Bilkis Bano is an Indian, and we should feel ashamed and sad about what happened. But we should also remember they have been in jail for 15 years. They have been convicted under a due process. The court has punished them for 15 years of time. Whenever we punish, we always believe in the reformative theory. I don't know whether they have reformed or not, but Indian constitution and our criminal justice system believes in a reformation. And these people, I don't know whether they change. But at the same point of time, let us question the law and policy.
No. They're being, please don't say that. Answer my specific questions out here. Please answer my specific question here. Waris wants to come into the debate, so I'll have the two lawyers, Waris and Shraddha Nigam, right now. If this is not set right, if this case is not set right, there will be many questions raised, and there should be. Waris and Shraddha Nigam. I think the Supreme Court has to intervene right now to say discretion has been overplayed in this case. Waris. I can't hear you, Waris.
Many thanks to you, Arnab, for having a debate on Bilkis. First of all, many thanks to you, Arnab, for having a debate on Bilkis Bano. No other channel had a debate today. None of these leaders from the so-called secular parties had the guts to come forward and condemn whatever has happened by releasing those 11 monsters, except our party president Asaduddin Owaisi. We have been fighting for this since the last 3 days. Now today, Arnab Goswami, let me bring the facts before the nation. The entire nation knows what has happened to her. Her immediate neighbors, whom Bilkis Bano used to call uncle, brother, they raped her when she was 5-month-old pregnant. They took tells. They killed her mother. They killed her sister. Her 3-year-old daughter, her head was banged on the stone and she was killed. She fought. I think Bilkis suffered that trauma twice. Once on the day when she was raped, and other day was on the 15th August when the Prime Minister of our country said that Nari ka samman karna chahiye. He spoke about Nari Samman, Nari Abhiman, and his party, the BJP-led government in Gujarat, released those 11 convicts without following the due process of the Supreme Court guidelines. It was against the remissions policy. The policy of 2014 clearly said that a murder accused or a gang rape accused cannot avail of that policy. Then what made them? And two of the persons who were the members of the JBC committee, they were the MLAs of the BJP. So what justice do you expect? And when they come out of the jail, those 11 monsters, they are being garlanded. Arnab, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad garlanded them. Sweets were offered to them as if they have come out. Not only that, one of the leaders said they are good Brahmins. They are quite nice people. Are they nice people? They are monsters. Do they have the courtesy to come out? I would like Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of our country, to immediately pass an order.
El Bakshi, I don't understand. That Pakistanis are now, no, 1 minute. This is where I have a problem. The Pakistanis are openly talking, and I want General Bakshi and Abdul Samad Yaqub to come in. The Pakistanis are openly justifying getting China to solve the mess in Pakistan. That's where I believe they are making a critical mistake. A mistake they'll have to pay for a very long time. General Bakshi. They're making a mistake. I can see that happening.
Arnab, with your permissions, pattern tend to persist and repeat themselves cyclically. What has been the pattern in Pakistan? The army chooses a protege, a mukhauta, a facade, democratic facade. Ayub chose Bhutto, right? Ziaul Haq chose Nawaz Sharif, right? Bajwa chose Imran Khan. Then the protege becomes too big for his boots. He thinks he can now, put the army in its place, and he has gained enough traction. The army puts him in place. They hanged Bhutto. They shot his daughter, Benazir. Nawaz Sharif was exiled. Now we are waiting to see what happens to Imran Khan sahib.
What the point being made by General Bakshi, and maybe General Katoch can make this to our Pakistani counterparts today, that they need to realize at the end of the day, the Pakistani army is pulling the strings. I don't know why the Pakistanis don't understand that. Maybe they are too scared of the army.
No. The political parties, we PMLN, if I'm speaking on behalf of PMLN, we believe in civilian supremacy and we are fighting for it and we are achieving it.
So your belief and the reality don't match, General Katoch? General Katoch, they're not accepting it.
No, thank you, Arnab. No, I don't think Pakistan, the political parties within Pakistan will ever accept the fact that ultimately, if there is a dispute between the political authority and the military, it is the military which will prevail. So, I mean, that has been the history of Pakistan right since independence, and I haven't seen any change now. But getting back to the other point of the turf war between China and the United States, yes, I think both these countries are jostling for influence, and Pakistan is the playground. But there's one point which I wish to make, Arnab, which I think is very important. I don't think Imran Khan figures as an important player as far as that jostling is concerned, and neither the United States nor China will be too upset if he stays or if he goes. So I think he has reduced himself to, the Prime Minister Khan has reduced himself to irrelevance within the people of Pakistan. And I think that is the major problem which is existing today. He came with three promises, There were very high expectations from him when he took power, but he simply flattered to deceive. He has failed on the economic front when he went with a begging bowl, and he had promised he won't go with a begging bowl, but he went with a begging bowl for finances. He has failed on the internal security front, where the situation in security today is far worse than when Nawaz Sharif left. And I think the third point which he has failed is in foreign affairs. Now, by aligning himself with Turkey, he lost the goodwill of Saudi Arabia and the Kuwaitis. Now, I think that was something which was on the three fundamental parameters he failed. And the fourth parameter where he has failed is, as a politician, he should have taken the opposition and the army along. He failed to do that.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि काम इंसान की जाती क्या ये उस तरीके से नहीं की
गई? वही मेरे को दुख है। मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101 तक का वो मर्डर है। सच्चाई बताता तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी।
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there on.
Forces in the Kashmir Valley use variety of weapons to deal with or to counter terrorism or insurgency activities. Different weapons are used for different needs and for different requirements, and the weapons that have been displayed here is with the elite team of CRPF while dealing in the operational challenges. My VJ Firdaus is showing you the exclusive visuals of the weapons that are lying with the elite team of CRPF. They use this weapon during anti-terror operations in the congested localities, particularly because this is the weapon that helps in solving operational challenges. This helps them when you have to fire accurately, you have to come in contact with the terrorists, and at times the members of the anti-terror operations, these weapons helps them when they are coming in direct contact with the terrorist. When the terrorist is firing, definitely this weapons helps them in saving their lives. All these things are lying with the Srinagar sector of CRPF because they deal particularly in the downtown area of Srinagar where the operations take place. 2022 has been a bigger successful year as far as the security forces in the Kashmir Valley is concerned. We have witnessed the operation in Srinagar as well, where the dreaded terrorists were neutralized. But what helps security forces, the elite team of CRPF that operates in the Srinagar sector, is also the kind of weaponry that they have. The weapons that have been put here on the display tells the story of this success that comes to CRPF commandos who are trained, well trained. They have been picked up for these kind of operation. In fact, I'm joined by one of the officers here who will brief us about the kind of weaponry that has been put on display. Thank you for talking to Republic. Can you just explain to our viewers that how you use these kind of weapons, what is the caliber, the range, and the success stories of these weapons?
Thank you so much. So here we have all the weapons displayed that we are using here in the counter-insurgency operations. These are basically individual weapons that you can see. This is assault rifle AK-47. This is 9mm submachine gun MP5, which has got, you can see a silencer here. This is an indigenous weapon developed by DRDO, joint venture protective carbine we call it. It uses a very different ammunition, 5.56 into 30. This is again an Israeli weapon, X-95, which uses 5.56 into 45, the same as what we use in INSAS. Again, a very effective, and you can see there is a sight here, a reflex sight, which allows for quick acquisition of the target.
So it's a modified INSAS?
Not modified INSAS. This is in itself a very compact weapon, X-95, an Israeli weapon. And here you can see a very interesting weapon system, which is called corner shot weapon system, again of Israeli origin. In this weapon system we use Glock pistol, and the basic utility of this system is to engage a target hidden behind a wall or hidden behind a corner. Let us say when we are going into a strange house and we do not know what is behind the corner, so we use the LCD of this weapon system.
LCD gives a clear picture.
Clear picture, and it allows for very accurate engagement of the target without exposing the trooper himself. So the inherent safety is there for the trooper who is operating. These are multiple grenade launchers, 40mm grenade launchers. When we have to fire grenades, 40mm grenades in quick succession, we can fire as many as 6 grenades in quick succession from these. This one is indigenous multiple grenade launcher, and this one here you can see, this is an imported one from South Africa. This is called extra range, XRGL, extra range grenade launcher. You can see a electronic programmable sight which is there, which allows for very accurate engagement of target over ranges of 400 meters. So this is from South Africa, and that one is from Indian Ordnance Factory.
Another sharpshooter gun is here. Can you brief us about how successful this weapon is during combat?
Sniper rifles are basically, whenever we plan our operations, they form a very important part of our operations. So onto our fire bases, we place snipers for the safety of the troopers and for acquisition of the target. So this sniper rifle is a very old yet very relevant sniper rifle. This is of Austrian origin. We call it SAG-69. You can see a telescope. It can engage a target up to 600 meters. And we use 7.62 marksman ammunition, a precision ammunition, not normal ammunition. And we use indigenous ammunition in this rifle.
So similarly, we are having one more sniper rifle. So I have heard that some 2 to 4 snipers are engaged during anti-terror ops.
Yes, snipers, they are usually placed in teams. Ideally we place 2 sniper teams in any operation. So here you can see this is again a very advanced sniper rifle by Heckler & Koch of Germany, and we have got a very advanced optical sight, telescopic sight over it. This can engage targets up to again 600 to 800 meters, and we use the same ammunition that we use in all our sniper rifles, 7.62 into 51. Again, indigenous marksman ammunition we use in it.
There is one more weapon, it's anti-material rifle. So this is quite a long one, it must be difficult to carry. Or what is the success story and the caliber of this kind of weapon, and how successful such kind of weapons are during anti-terror operation? Particularly, we know that the elite team, they function in the congested localities where the operations are done.
Usually, this is a very long-range weapon, and as the name itself suggests, this is anti-material rifle, not to be used in anti-personal role. So whenever we have to go in for bunker busting, this is pretty heavy weapon, and it is usually carried in two parts, barrels separately. This is a multi-barrel system. So one barrel is 14 and 14.5 mm, and another is 20 mm. So we use two ammunition.
The weight actually of this barrel, because it takes lot of effort.
The weight of the weapon is between 12 to 15 kilos, and we use two different kinds of ammunition, and use is to bust the bunkers and light armors. So basically, wherever we come across concrete walls, so up to a distance of more than a kilometer, with 14.5 mm we engage a target.
So it means morely this weapon is used during Fidayeen type of attacks. So when you know that you have to hit very hard.
No, whenever we are operating in an operation, and we have to engage a house from a target, and we have to minimize the collateral damage, and we have to bust the wall. There we use this weapon to bust the wall, bust the concrete wall.
क्या वो पोस्टमार्टम जो कि काम इंसान की जाती, क्या ये उस तरीके से नहीं की गई?
वही मेरे को दुख है। मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ, 101 तक का वो मर्डर है। सच्चाई बताता तो मेरे को भी दबा के छोड़ देती थी।
Raid which has taken place in a place called Thonakil, which is about 20 kilometers away from the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram. This particular home of the former zonal president of PFI. His home was raided, Nawaz. Now this is the very home where the raid had just been concluded. About 56 locations in Kerala like these, the two-tier PFI workers, their homes are being raided.
Yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling, this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. But they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua.
कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपने दम पर इस बार सरकार बनाएगी और अपने दम पर सरकार चलाने का काम करेगी.
Amit Shah launches Karnataka campaign, says party will win with 2/3 majority. Karnataka government decision on reservation triggers big political fight in election-bound state.
मिशन ये है कि जीरो टेरर की तरफ बढ़ा जाए। सो दहशतगर्दी को किसी भी फॉर्म में मदद करने वाले जो लोग हैं उनके खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाई की गई।
JNK DGP announces that forces are moving closer to zero terrorism mission in the valley. Forces run bulldozer over Hizbul terrorists' property in Pahalgam. Twist in Rishabh Pant accident, DDCA says his car crashed while dodging a pothole. Court remands Tunisia death accused Shazan Khan to 14-day judicial custody. Now, as 2022 ends and we enter into a new politically charged year, Amit Shah has sounded the poll bugle for Karnataka. While addressing BJP cadre in Bengaluru, he has said that the party will win elections on their own and will form government with full majority.
आज जब हम सब कार्यकर्ता बेंगलुरु में 20 से ज्यादा सीट जीतकर पूर्ण बहुमत की भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनाने का संकल्प लेकर यहां पर एकत्रित आए हैं, तब केंपेगौड़ा की ये मूर्ति हमारी सरकार के लिए प्रेरणा का स्थान रहेगी, हमारी मार्ग प्रशस्त करने वाली रहेगी। मित्रों, 2018 के चुनाव में बेंगलोर की जनता ने, कर्नाटक की जनता ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सबसे बड़ी पार्टी बनाया, परंतु थोड़ी सी चूक रह गई। और जैसा हमेशा होता है, ये जेडीएस और कांग्रेस चुनाव के वक्त तो आमने सामने होते हैं, मगर जब भाजपा के सामने आते हैं तब इलू इलू कर एक दूसरे की गोद में बैठ जाते हैं और उनकी सरकार बनी। मगर सरकार अपने ही करप्शन के बोझ से गिर गई और फिर से भारतीय जनता पार्टी की येदियुरप्पा जी की सरकार बनी। और येदियुरप्पा जी के जाने के बाद आज बसवराज जी इसको आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। आज मैं बेंगलोर की जनता को, कर्नाटक की जनता को भी अपील करने आया। दो खेमे पड़ गए, इस बार सीधी लड़ाई है। मुझे सब पत्रकार कहते थे कल कि ट्रायंगल है, मैंने बोला ना भाई ना, सीधी लड़ाई है, क्योंकि जेडीएस को तो वोट देने का मतलब है कांग्रेस को वोट देना। तो सीधी लड़ाई हुई या नहीं हुई? ये अभी जेडीएस वाले कुछ अफवाह फैला रहे हैं, हमारे साथ भाजपा आएगी, हम साथ में रहेंगे। मैं सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को कर्नाटक को कहने आया हूं, हम किसी भी पार्टी के साथ नहीं जाएंगे, अकेले लड़ेंगे, अकेला सरकार बनाएंगे। ये दो खेमे पड़ गए हैं और ये दो राजनीतिक विचारधाराओं के खेमे नहीं है। एक और राष्ट्र भक्तों की संगठित टोली भारतीय जनता पार्टी है, तो दूसरी ओर कांग्रेस के नेतृत्व में टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग वाले इकट्ठा हुए हैं, टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग वाले। कर्नाटक की जनता को तय करना है, देशभक्तों के साथ रहना है या देश के टुकड़े टुकड़े करने वालों के समर्थन करने वालों के साथ। मित्रों, एक और तो पीएफआई जैसे कट्टरवादी संगठन को बैन करने वाले नरेंद्र मोदी जी है और दूसरी ओर 1700 पीएफआई के कार्यकर्ताओं पर से केस वापिस लेने वाले सिद्धरामैया और कुमारस्वामी है। कर्नाटक की जनता ने तय करना है।
3 months to the Karnataka elections, the political face-off in the state is peaking. The Varanasi Congress has hit out at the Karnataka government following its decision to create 2 new OBC categories for Vokaligas and Panchamsali Lingayats to meet their long-standing demand of reservation.
In the run-up to Assembly Elections 2023, the Congress and BJP are facing off over reservation in Karnataka. The BJP government has decided to create 2 new OBC categories for Vokaligas and Panchamasali Lingayat to meet their long-standing demands for reservation. The 10% EWS quota has been used by the Bommai government. But now opposition has taken on the Bommai government and calling it a political gimmick.
ಇದು ಪಾಪ 3A ನವರಿಗೆ 3B ನವರಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣುರಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತಂತ್ರ ಇದು. ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್. 2C 2D ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ 3A ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾತಿಗಳು 2Cಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾವ, 3B ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾತಿಗಳು 2Dಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾವ, 2A ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ 2C 2D ಏನೇನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಮೀಸಲಾತಿ ಬರೀ ಸುಳ್ಳು, ಯಾರು ಒಪ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ, ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಏನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತಪ್ಪದಾರಿಗೆ ಎಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಏನಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಷ್ಟು % ರಿಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ನು ಪಂಚಮಶಾಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಕ್ಕಲಿಗರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, 2A ಇರೋಂಥ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದು ಯಾವುದು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ತಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ. ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ತಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಮಗೆ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಅಗ್ರಿ ವಿತ್ ಇಟ್.
The quota will come to effect only after the report of Backward Classes Commission in 2-3 months.
government requesting a clarification, because the KPCC President DK Shivkumar has gone on to state that this is an absolute lie by the Karnataka state government, because there has been no sort of percentage for the quota which has been mentioned, and only 2C and 2D categories have been added, but the percentage is something which the people need to know as well, and this is something which the BJP has said in words, but they will find it difficult to implement.
Currently, OBCs have 32% reservation in the state across 5 categories. Both Vokaligas and Panchamasali Lingayat are politically strong and numerically dominant communities in South and North Karnataka regions. With this decision, BJP is looking to make inroads into Vokaliga dominated areas, while Lingayats are already its core vote base. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
On the last day of 2022, J&K police has released a report card on terror crackdown. The police has announced that they are closer to their goal of zero terrorism.
It has been quite a successful year for the Jammu and Kashmir police, as ADGP Kashmir comes out with the figures and the performance of police department in the year 2022. As per ADGP Kashmir Vijay Kumar, 172 terrorists neutralized in the valley. That also includes the Pakistani terrorists. The highest blow was given to the terror outfit like Lashkar-e-Toiba or the offshoot of LET Tiara, who had been issuing the warnings to the Kashmiri pandits and also to the non-locals. The blow was given to them, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hizbul Mujahideen, Ansar Ghazwatul Hind and other outfits. Meanwhile, he talks about the 26 locals, non-locals, Kashmiri pandits who were targeted by the terror outfit, but simultaneously he pitched and said that most of the terrorists who were involved in the terror crimes were neutralized except Basit Dar and one more. Similarly, he talks about in the terror incidents that 29 security personals, that also includes the JKP, the 29 personals lost their life in 2022. He talks about the terror modules that were busted by the J&K police. 360 weapons were recovered from different modules, and that also includes the carbine. He talks also about one of the important details that ADGP Kashmir gives, that the sticky bombs were recovered from the Kashmir Valley. That is a challenge for the security forces working in the Kashmir Valley. Overall, we see the very less collateral damage in all these operations, and yes, the eye and the terrorists who are under radar of J&K police are the terror commanders, and also the focus is on for neutralizing the Pakistani terrorists. Overall, it seems that a successful year was for Jammu and Kashmir police by neutralizing 172 terrorists, and the recruitments we talk about, that 89% of the newly recruited terrorists too were neutralized in this 2029. With Vijay Firdoswani, I'm Zina Zishan Fazal for Republic in Srinagar. Forces in the Kashmir Valley use variety of weapons to deal with or to counter terrorism or insurgency activities. Different weapons are used for different needs and for different requirements, and the weapons that have been displayed here is with the elite team of CRPF while dealing in the operational challenges. My Vijay Firdos is showing you the exclusive visuals of the weapons that are lying with the elite team of CRPF. They use this weapon during anti-terror operations in the congested localities, particularly because this is the weapon that helps in solving operational challenges. This helps them when you have to fire accurately, you have to come in contact with the terrorists, and at times the members of the anti-terror operations, these weapons helps them when they are coming in direct contact with the terrorist. When the terrorist is firing, definitely this weapons helps them in saving their lives. All these things are lying with the Srinagar sector of CRPF because they deal particularly in the downtown area of Srinagar where the operations take place. 2022 has been a bigger successful year as far as the security forces in the Kashmir Valley is concerned. We have witnessed the operation in Srinagar as well, where the dreaded terrorists were neutralized. But what helps security forces, the elite team of CRPF that operates in the Srinagar sector, is also the kind of weaponry that they have. The weapons that have been put here on the display tells the story of this success that comes to CRPF commandos who are trained, well trained, they have been picked up for these kind of operation. In fact, I'm joined by one of the officers here who will brief us about the kind of weaponry that has been put on display. Thank you for talking to Republic. Can you just explain to our viewers that how you use these kind of weapons, what is the caliber, the range, and the success stories of these weapons?
Thank you so much. So here we have all the weapons displayed that we are using here in counter-insurgency operations. These are basically individual weapons that you can see. This is assault rifle AK-47. This is 9mm submachine gun MP5, which has got, you can see a silencer here. This is an indigenous weapon developed by DRDO, joint venture protective carbine we call it. It uses a very different ammunition, 5.56 into 30. This is again an Israeli weapon, X-95. Which uses 5.56 into 45, the same as what we use in INSAS. Again, a very effective, and you can see there is a sight here, a reflex sight, which allows for quick acquisition of the target.
So it's a modified INSAS?
Not modified INSAS. This is in itself a very compact weapon, X-95, an Israeli weapon. And here you can see a very interesting weapon system, which is called corner shot weapon system, again of Israeli origin. In this weapon system we use Glock pistol, and the basic utility of this system is to engage a target hidden behind a wall or hidden behind a corner. Let us say when we are going into a strange house and we do not know what is behind the corner, so we use the LCD of this weapon system.
LCD gives a clear picture.
Clear picture, and it allows for very accurate engagement of the target without exposing the trooper himself. So the inherent safety is there for the trooper who is operating. These are multiple grenade launchers, 40mm grenade launchers. When we have to fire grenades, 40mm grenades in quick succession, we can fire as many as 6 grenades in quick succession from these. This one is indigenous multiple grenade launcher, and this one here you can see, this is an imported one from South Africa. This is called extra range, XRGL, extra range grenade launcher. You can see a electronic programmable sight which is there, which allows for very accurate engagement of target over ranges of 400 meters.
The Jammu and Kashmir administration bulldozed a one-story building at Lewar village in Pahalgam that belonged to terror group Hizbul Mujahideen's commander Amir Khan. According to sources, Ghulam Nabi Khan alias Amir Khan is a top operational commander of the Hizbul Mujahideen. He crossed over to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir in the early 90s. Jammu and Kashmir government demolished properties of Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist commander Amir Khan at Pahalgam in Anantnag district. This comes 3 weeks after the house of Jaish-e-Mohammed militant commander Ashik Nehru was demolished in Pulwama district. Nehru is a wanted JEM commander and an accused in the 2019 Pulwama attack in which 40 CRPF personnel were killed. India's mega crackdown on in full swing. Forces going all out on wiping out terrorists from the valley. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Actor Shazan Khan has been sent to 14-day judicial custody in connection with Tunisha death case. Police say that they will be investigating his Google accounts to study the allegations made against him by Tunisha's mother and uncle.
In what is a setback to actor Shazan Khan in Tunisha death case, a court in Maharashtra's Palghar district has remanded actor Shazan Khan in 14-day judicial custody. Police had demanded the custody of the accused, citing that the police had to investigate Shazan Khan's Google account.
उन्होंने कहा कि इनके आईडी का पासवर्ड नहीं था, जो कि पुलिस ऑलरेडी जो है रिट्रीट कर सकती है, रिकवर कर सकती है, इसलिए आप जैसी हो गया बस इतना आप न्यूज चलाइए, बाकी हम आपको बाद में बताएंगे.
Meanwhile, police sources say that allegations against Shazan of slapping Tunisha will also be investigated.
फॉलो करने लगी थी, उसमें चेंजेस आनी शुरू हो गई थी टुनीशा में बहुत ज़्यादा, तो मैं भी उसको बोलने लगी थी कि टुनीशा क्या ये है कि मैं मोहब्बत वर्ड्स तुम यूज़ करती हो, उर्दू तुम बोल, तो मलकी सलाम करना, ये करना, हिजाब एक लाइक बांधना, तो ये चीज़ें
घर पे भी सलाम वगैरह करती.
हाँ कभी कभी करती थी, तो मैं हंसने लग जाती थी कि टुनीशा ये तुम क्या कर रही हो, तो कहती मम्मी मेरे को ये अम्मा बोलती है, आपी बोलती है, मतलब कि अम्मा और आपी के इन्वॉल्वमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा थी.
देखिए पुलिस और इन्वेस्टिगेट करना चाहती थी,
क्योंकि शीजान ने अभी तक अपनी जीमेल आईडी का पासवर्ड उनको नहीं बताया, जबकि 7 दिन हो चुके हैं। तो उसके जीमेल में कुछ तो है, तभी वो नहीं बता रहा है। दूसरा, वो बार बार अपने बयान भी बदल रहा है। तो अभी तो जुडिशियल कस्टडी में भेज दिया गया है। बाकी उसने 3 या 4 एप्लीकेशंस दी हैं जिसमें उसने कहा है कि उसके बाल ना काटे जाएं। दूसरी सबसे बड़ी बात कि मीडिया को रोका जाए, और तीसरा उसने मीडिया से सिक्योरिटी मांगी है। जेल में भी उसने सिक्योरिटी मांगी है कि मुझे मीडिया से डर है या कुछ ऐसा।
The 27-year-old actor was arrested by Waleed police in Palghar district on December 26 for allegedly abetting Tunisha's suicide. This was a day after Tunisha, who was acting in the TV serial Ali Baba Dastan-e-Kabul, was found hanging in the washroom on the set of the show near Vasai on December 25th. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Security has been stepped up at RSS headquarters in Nagpur after an alleged threat call. Police is tracking the phone number to identify the caller. Bomb squad and police conducted an assessment of the area and nothing suspicious has been found. The Assam Cabinet approved the administrative merger of 4 newly formed districts with existing districts. After the merger, the total number of districts will come down from 35 to 31. Notably, Biswanath district will be merged with Sonitpur, Hojai with Nagaon. Tamulpur district will be merged with Bucha, and Bajali district is being merged with Barpeta. After the administrative merger of 4 newly formed districts with existing districts, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said this is a temporary measure for the delimitation process and added that certain policies should be implemented so that the demography remains intact.
I do not disagree with you. The way the population is getting increased, and you have seen that how demography has changed in Kerala, Jammu, Kashmir, Bengal, in Assam. So I don't dispute his statement, but this is the real problem, and the large Indian community should fight back and should ensure that demography is not changed, and we must implement certain policy so that our demography remains intact.
Principal Secretary to Prime Minister Dr. P.K. Mishra chaired a high-level meeting with top officials, experts and reviewed the COVID status and compliance of previous directions of Prime Minister Modi for ensuring preparedness and effective management of COVID. According to sources, during the high-level COVID-19 meeting that was chaired by Principal Secretary to PM, it was stated that around 500 samples received in December 2022 are currently being genome sequenced by labs across the country. Another threat to Kashmiri Pandits by Lashkar outfit. Lashkar has released the list of Kashmiri Pandit employees and issued death threats. This is the 5th threat letter to Kashmiri Pandits by terrorists. 9 persons were killed and nearly 15 others injured after an SUV rammed into a luxury bus in Navsari district of Gujarat in the wee hours of Saturday. Now, according to Navsari Superintendent of Police Rishikesh Upadhyay, the accident occurred on a national highway near Westma village when the bus was going towards Valsad while the SUV was coming from the opposite direction. Officials further added that at the time of the accident, of the 9 persons travelling in the SUV, 8 died on the spot along with the driver of the luxury bus. A team of Delhi Police Special Cell Southern Range has busted an interstate illegal firearms syndicate. 2 arms supplier, namely Raja Gautam and Pintu Kashyap from Uttar Pradesh, have been arrested. 10 semi-automatic pistols and 4 live cartridges have been recovered, from the duo. Several labourers are feared trapped under the debris after an under-construction building collapsed in Sector 126 of Kharar in Punjab's Mohali district. According to sources, the work of the roofing on the building was going on when the incident took place. Officials have rushed to the spot for rescue operations. A national-level para-athlete, Jyoti Baweja, who went missing over 12 days back, has yet not been found by the Delhi police. The police say they have received no leads in the case so far.
A 28-year-old national-level para-athlete, Jyoti Baweja, has been missing since the past 12 days. On December 19, a missing report was filed, but even days later, Delhi police is yet to find the leads. Jyoti Baweja was last seen near Paharganj at around 5 p.m. A CCTV footage from the day has now emerged, but Delhi police has had no luck tracing the missing para-athlete. Her family is now sounding concerns.
जी वो यही कह रहे हैं कि हमें आगे कोई क्लू नहीं मिलेगा जब तक हम एफआईआर दर्ज नहीं करेंगे। हम एफआईआर दर्ज किस बिहाफ पे करेंगे कि जब तक हमें आगे कोई क्लू मिलेगा उसके बाद ही हम एफआईआर दर्ज करेंगे, उससे पहले मिसिंग रिपोर्ट ही रहेगी। और आरके आश्रम पुलिस स्टेशन वाले कह रहे हैं कि ये जो केस है ये तिलक नगर से ही हैंडल होगा, हमारे यहाँ पे ट्रांसफ़र नहीं होगा। ये केस जहाँ से रिपोर्टिंग हुई है वहीं से ही होगा। वो भी आरके आश्रम वाले भी किसी तरीके का रिस्पॉन्स नहीं दे रहे।
Her mother is demanding answers.
छोटा सा हमें वो वॉइस मैसेज भेजा था कि मैं आज घर नहीं आऊँगी, मैं कल घर आऊँगी करके, कि मैं किसी काम से जा रही हूँ, जबकि वो एक जोड़े में आई थी। उसके पास कोई वो नहीं था कि वो कोई ज्वेलरी डाल कर आई हो या उसका कोई इंटेंशन रहा हो, क्योंकि वो यही कह रही थी कि मेरे को घर जाना है, घर जाके मुझे ये काम करने हैं। समझ नहीं आई है उसके बाद से उसकी, जब मैंने उसको कॉल की है, मैं एक ना उसको रूटीन में कह के चलती हूँ, बेटा जब तू घर पहुंचेगी ना तो मुझे कॉल कर देना, आजकल बहुत डर लगता है। तो वो कहती है ठीक है मम्मा मैं कर दूंगी।
She recalls the last audio recording sent by Jyoti saying that she will return home soon, but 12 days on and the search continues. Investigation is underway and the question is, where is Jyoti Baweja? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
The key man responsible for the Bihar Hoot tragedy, which caused the death of at least 80 people in the state, was arrested by Delhi Police Crime Branch. The accused has been identified as Ram Babu Mahato, a resident of Saran district of Bihar.
Days after over several people died in Chapra in Bihar due to consumption of spurious liquor, a new development has given a fresh clue as the authorities are trying to crack the whole network of illegal manufacture and sale of spurious liquor. Crime Branch has now arrested the mastermind behind the making of spurious liquor. Crime Branch has nabbed Ram Babu Mahato, who is one of the most wanted accused in 2 cases registered in Saran district. Reacting to the development, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has assured that the real culprits will be punished.
जैसे ही घटना घटी थी उसी समय हमने अधिकारियों से कहा कि भाई क्या हुआ है, कैसे हुआ, इसको तत्काल देखिए। और सबको कहा गया है कि एक एक चीज पर नजर रखिए, तो कोई गड़बड़ काम कर रहा है तो उस पर नजर कैसे नहीं। ये सब हम लोग पहले ही कह दिए थे और उसके बाद तरह तरह की बात आने लगी तो हम लोग क्या करते, हो ही रहा तो कर रहा है, बिल्कुल करेगा।
And as the Chief Minister continues to face questions over liquor ban, Nitish Kumar continued to defend the way ban was implemented in the state.
जैसे ही घटना घटी थी उसी समय हमने अधिकारियों से कहा कि भाई क्या हुआ है, कैसे हुआ, इसको तत्काल देखिए। और सबको कहा गया है कि एक एक चीज पर नजर रखिए।
The assurance comes even after the Chief Minister's reputation as an administrator was questioned as the state witnessed several huge tragedies, bringing a massive embarrassment in the face of the complete ban on liquor, which has been in force for close to 7 years. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Less than 2 weeks after his rival Lionel Messi lifted the World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo has completed a move to Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr and likely signaled the end of his career in elite club soccer.
Once the Portugal captain Cristiano Ronaldo joined Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr after his walkout from Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo departed Old Trafford last month following an explosive television interview. In the interview, the 37-year-old football legend said that he felt betrayed by the club. Al Nassr issued a statement saying that the 5-time winner of the Ballon d'Or will stay with the club until 2025 and is set to receive the biggest football salary in history. Ironically, his new deal comes 6 months after he turned down a £305 million offer from another Saudi team, Al Hilal, claiming he was happy in Manchester. Ronaldo recently returned from the Middle East, where he made history, becoming the first man to score in 5 different World Cups when he played with Portugal's opening win against Ghana.
Now Cristiano Ronaldo will be plying his trade in the Saudi Pro League, and he could even play in